KYNT, Yankton, KYNT, FM 1021 and AM 1450.
Gets a touchdown for Yankton! Brought down in the backfield by Yankton. Touchdown, Yankton!
You are listening to Bucks Football on KYNT, Yankton's home team. This broadcast is brought to you in part by
First Dakota National Bank, Hy-Vee, the UPS Store, Truxedo, First Chiropractic Centers, MT&RC Smith Insurance, FNBO, Vision Care Associates, Yankton Medical Clinic, Yankton Rexall.
Now we go live to the KYNT studios for the kickoff show. Kicking off right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are live for a postseason edition of the Bucks Football Kickoff Show, brought to you by Hy-Vee, where there's a helpful smile in every aisle. I am Brayden Butler. To open the postseason, the Bucks face a familiar foe only because these two teams met just last Thursday night. It will be the Yankton Bucks taking on the Huron Tigers here tonight in the opening round of the Class 11 AA state playoffs. Looking back to last week, the Bucks controlled the contest throughout, taking a 56-21 victory over the Tigers on the road. Tonight's matchup will be contested at Crane-Youngworth Field here in Yankton. We'll take a look back at last week's big plays and scores in our Friday Night Rewind later in the show. Might change it to Thursday Night Rewind tonight, as this is a Thursday night edition of Yankton Bucks football. Big stats to keep an eye on from last week. The passing game was working for Yankton. Quarterback Lucas Kampshoff went 20 for 28 and 3 touchdowns in the victory. Evan Sirk had a couple more touchdowns on the ground, as well as a kick return for a touchdown. And the Bucks defense even scored a touchdown of their own, a pick six by Bryce Crawl. We'll see if the Yankton Bucks can keep their momentum from last week going, or if the Tigers add a new wrinkle to their team, trying to upset the Bucks in round one. The Bucks, the number 2 seed in the playoffs, with Huron the number 7. Plenty still to come here on the Bucks Football Kickoff Show as we head into our first break of the evening. Before we go, I'd like to thank a couple of our Sportscaster Club members for helping make this broadcast possible. Starting with America's Best Realty. Tired of renting or apartment living? Ready to upgrade or own your own home? Call America's Best Realty at 260-1600 and unlock the American dream. Elwood Family Dental Care, where they take care of the entire family and are always welcoming new patients. Kaiser Heating and Cooling. When it comes to heating and cooling, be the wiser and go with Kaiser. That's Kaiser Heating and Cooling of Yankton. And Explorers Credit Union. Wherever you want your financial journey to take you, Explorers Credit Union is here to help with a vision of financial empowerment for everyone. Discover the difference at explorerscu.com. When we return here on the Bucks Football Kickoff Show, we will have your Friday Night Rewind, Thursday Night Rewind this week, looking back at the big plays from last week's win for the Yankton Bucks, as well as your Bucks in the Headlight interviews here on the Bucks Football Kickoff Show, brought to you by Hy-Vee. I'm Brayden Butler, back here shortly, KYNT, KYNTV.
Hy-Vee makes grocery shopping easy with Hy-Vee Aisles Online. Just order online, schedule a pickup or delivery time, then leave the shopping to us. Download the Hy-Vee app or go to HyVeeAislesOnline.com. It's easy to create and save grocery lists, shop the sales, and get fuel savers. Plus, with Hy-Vee Aisles Online, pickup is free on orders over $24.95, and delivery is free with the Hy-Vee Plus membership. Save time, shop online with Hy-Vee Aisles Online.
What's the best beverage to enjoy while rooting on your team? 1919 root beer, of course. 1919 is brewed in small batches with only the finest ingredients, real sugar and real vanilla. The unique recipe and these choice ingredients make 1919 the creamiest, full-bodied draft root beer available. Find it in 12 packs and single-serve cans at grocery, convenience stores, and restaurants. 1919 is alcohol-free and contains no caffeine, making it a beverage of choice at any time for anyone in the family.
Every day you share personal information about yourself with others. You may write a check, charge fuel, rent a car, mail your tax returns, schedule a doctor's appointment, or post something on social media. Each transaction may share some sort of personal information, such as bank and credit card account numbers, social security number, name, address, or phone number. There are unscrupulous individuals, identity thieves, targeting these routine transactions, trying to gain your information to commit fraud. If you think somebody has stolen your identity, contact Consumer Protection at 1-800-300-1986.
At Triple Time Rudy's, you get convenient access to quality fuel products. Plus, you'll also find quality South Dakota products like Dimmock cheese and premium meats from the Kaler and Renner lockers. With a local-friendly feel and unique product offering, Triple Time Rudy's is your local convenience store that supports schools and events and provides fuel discounts to Yankton's largest employers. For all of your daily fill-ups and convenience needs, pull into Triple Time Rudy's at 17th and Broadway.
Welcome back in here on the Bucks Football Kickoff Show, brought to you by Hy-Vee, where there's a helpful smile in every aisle. I am Brayden Butler, and we go to your Friday night rewind here on the Kickoff Show. It's brought to you by Larry's Heating and Cooling, your only locally owned Lennox dealer in Yankton and Vermilion. Be looking at all the Yankton Bucks highlights from last week in their 56-21 victory over the Huron Tigers. Evan Sirk got the party started for the Bucks. A 4-yard touchdown run in the first quarter put the Bucks up 7-0.
And toss out to Evan Sirk. Sirk goes up the middle. You can count it. That is a Yankton Bucks touchdown. Yankton strikes early.
The next score would be another rushing touchdown for the Bucks. This one from Lucas Kamshoff, who fooled everybody on the read option, putting the Bucks up 14-0.
Kamshoff. Handoff to Matthew. A fake handoff as he goes off to the right side. Touchdown Yankton. I was watching Matthew Sheldon the entire way, but Lucas Kamshoff scampers to the end zone.
It would be the first time we call the defense's name in these highlights, but it won't be the last, especially for Tucker Gilmore as he got his first interception of the game in the first quarter.
Single back set, 3 receivers left, 1 right, looking to pass. Under some pressure from Prouty, and pass out to the goal line. Ball is taken away by Yankton. Tucker Gilmore with the interception. He brings it to midfield to the left hash marks and is tackled at the Yankton 25-yard line.
Yankton's offense would be held scoreless on the ensuing drive for the first time in the game, but the defense would add their name to the score sheet as Bryce Krall took a pick 6 to the house, put the Bucks up 21-0.
3 receivers left, 1 right. McNeil back to pass under some pressure. Back foot pass intercepted by Yankton. And taking it all the way to the end zone is the best name in the game, Bryce Krall. A pick 6, the second pick 6 of the season for the Yankton Bucks.
3 straight key defensive plays capped off by Tucker Gilmore as he gets his second pick of the game in the second quarter.
McNeil has trips receivers to the right side, 1 to the left. Back to pass. Edley Amaro closing in. Frankie Evelt closing in as well. Pass up in the air and picked off by Tucker Gilmore. His second interception of the game gets into Huron territory all the way to the Huron 25-yard line. Have yourself a defensive game, Tucker Gilmore.
Later on in the second, quarterback Lucas Kamshoff would find his receiver Cohen Zarbach for a touchdown, putting the Bucks up 28-0.
2 receivers left, 1 right. Peyton Peterson, small motion on the far side. And pass to the end zone, and you can count it. It's Cohen Zarbach on the touchdown reception, and that is a Yankton Bucks touchdown. Nice job, Cohen Zarbach.
Still in the second quarter, another turnover forced by the Bucks defense. This one, a fumble that was recovered by Derek Beal, forced by a combination of Carson Ness and Edley Amaro in on the tackle.
McNeil handoff going up the middle. This is Thackeray Hansen. Hansen gets past the first down marker. I think we have a loose ball. Yankton football.
Nice job by this Yankton defense. That's turnover number 4 here in this first half that they've forced 3 interceptions, now getting a fumble as well.
Carson Ness would make his presence felt on offense as well as he was on the receiving end of the next touchdown pass from quarterback Lucas Kamshoff, putting the Bucks up 35-0 in the second quarter.
Kamshoff, pass out to the left side, is hauled in by Carson Ness. Ness at the goal line. You can count it. Carson Ness with another Yankton Bucks touchdown. The Yankton Bucks swarm, and in celebration right at the goal line, Yankton is really cruising up and down the field.
Late in the second quarter, the Bucks in control nearing the halftime break. They put another score on the board. This one, a receiving touchdown by Matthew Sheldon.
Kampshoff, 2 receivers right, 1 left. Cirque to block, pass to Matthew Sheldon at the 5, and the bombshell goes off. Matthew Sheldon, you can count it. That's another Yankton Bucks touchdown.
Coming out in the second half, it would become the Evan Cirque show early on, starting with this 52-yard touchdown run to put the Bucks up 49-0.
Kampshoff, pitch option. He utilizes it, gives it to Evan Cirque, has the first down, plenty of room. Gets a pass to left hash marks to the 20, 15, 10, 5. You can count it. A big touchdown for the Yankton Bucks.
Huron were able to answer on a touchdown catch from Logan Landecker from quarterback Colton McNeil to make it 49-7. But Evan Cirque would make his presence felt again. On the ensuing kickoff, Cirque made a house call, taking it all the way for 6, putting the Bucks up 56-7.
And the ball is kicked, and Cirque will return to the left side of the field, cuts to the middle, has a big gap, gets to midfield. He's to the 45, to the 40, to the 30. He is going to score. You can count it. Yankton Bucks, a kick return touchdown for Evan the Muscle Cirque.
That was the final score for the Yankton Bucks, but there were 2 more touchdowns put on the board by the Huron Tigers as Landon Holst punched in a goal line touchdown in the third quarter to make it 56-14. And Thackeray Hansen took a long scamper from one side of the field to the other, 50-plus yard touchdown run to get our final scoreline 56-21. Next up here on the Bucks Football Kickoff Show, we go to your Buck in the Headlight interviews, and it's a hog molly week, so to speak. We talk to a trio of men in the trenches for the Yankton Bucks. All 3 key contributors part of that Yankton moving company on the front lines: left tackle Caden Wawrnick, left guard Mark Cottle, and right guard Peyton Eustace. They say seniors lead the way, so we'll start with senior left tackle Caden Wawrnick, talking to him about his senior season and the obstacles he's had to overcome.
Joining me is starting left tackle for the Yankton Bucks, Caden Wawrnick. Caden, we got a big matchup against the Huron Tigers, back-to-back weeks against the Huron Tigers. We'll talk about more about that in a minute, but how are you doing today heading into this first game of the postseason?
Good. Obviously, it's first postseason, we're going to have a little bit of jitters, but as long as we do our stuff, we do what we're told to, and follow the game plan, we should be just fine.
I was talking earlier with people about how this is the first time as a broadcaster, or either just watching sports in general, that I've seen a team end the regular season and begin the postseason against the same squad. So how does that affect your mindset and preparation facing the same team back-to-back weeks when you know they're going to try throwing something different at you after a big win last week?
Yeah, you can't say it doesn't change at all, because it definitely does a little bit, but you got to stay focused and focus on what you're doing, and don't let the win before the previous win, as you know, that we beat them, don't let that try to change what we're going to do, and that's what we really need to focus on, is not getting complacent and keep fighting, keep going on all cylinders.
As an upperclassman on this offensive line, a leader on this offensive line that has seen a lot of shifting after last season. A couple players went out, graduation, new guys come in. You guys have seemed to gel really well, opening up a lot of holes for a dominant run game, led by Evan Cirque right now, Platt when he was healthy, even your quarterback getting to the end zone. What is your guys' communication like on that offensive line?
Yeah, at the beginning of the season, I wouldn't say it was bad, but it was definitely not as good as it was the year before. But as the year progressed, we definitely got a lot better in talking to each other. And Vin Grau, he's the center. He does a lot of that starting. He talks about, points everybody out, and he helps us really know who we got to go to and what we got to do. So it's really good. I think it's got really good.
You recently came back, had a little bit of an injury, went out in the T area game, I believe coming back for the first game 2 weeks ago. So just talk about your recovery from that injury and how you're feeling now heading into the postseason.
Yeah, so that was actually my first ever injury I've ever had, so I was kind of scared about it, but thanks to Trevor Woods and my parents, of course, for actually getting me back and helping me through my injury. But now, yeah, it feels good. It's still a little sore and tender sometimes, but it's perfect right now. I can go play a game right now.
Big part of that Yankton moving company on the front line, so it's good to see you out there helping this Bucks running game and in pass pro as well. Making sure everybody's protected. Your quarterback back there, Lucas Kampshoff. One final question for you before we let you get back and get ready for practice here. Obviously, going into the postseason here against Huron, what has been your favorite moment of the season so far being part of this Bucks football team?
That's a tough one. Definitely last week. I feel like last week was definitely just icing on the cake for the season we had. A great season, and last week just really was icing on the cake for us. So that's probably my favorite part.
Next, we'll talk to junior left guard Mark Cottle about his role on the offensive line and how being a multi-sport athlete keeps him competitive throughout the year. Joining me is Mark Cottle, starting offensive lineman for this Yankton Bucks team. Bit of a dual sport athlete. We'll get to that later, but we'll start with Mark. How are you doing today ahead of this week's matchup with Huron?
Doing pretty good. Just looking forward to Huron.
Back-to-back weeks against the Huron Tigers. This is the first time I've had something like that happen in broadcasting-wise. So what is the mindset like this week in practice going into a team that you literally played less than 7 days ago?
Yeah, we just got to execute this week. A little bit same thing about last week. Played on Thursday. Just got to keep doing what we're doing.
Just keep doing the way you're doing. You've been doing very well this year. Only one loss in the entire season. The Pure Governors, who nobody in Class AA has beaten this year, but you guys did get close. You might see them again. But how are your teammates feeling, and you as well, heading into this postseason push with a lot of momentum heading down the stretch?
I feel very confident. Lost to Pure, but we've gained a lot of momentum since then, since the loss. We're just keep building. We're trying to peak here real soon.
It's your first year as a starter on this offensive line. Starting at left guard here, it's a bit of a new look offensive line this year. A lot of pieces ended up graduating from last year. There were question marks heading in, and you guys have answered a lot of those questions this year. You've been opening up holes all season long for your running backs, whether it was Platt before he went down or Evan Sirk, Jay Salacha getting time in, your quarterback finding the end zone, Lucas Gamshoff. What is your guys' communication on that front line and your ability? What are you looking for to open up holes for your running game?
Coach Heber really makes us practice a lot during the week, communication and stuff. Talk with Brayden, Wav, all these guys. We're big fish trying to hit someone in the mouth every single play. And if we all work together, we could easily do it.
I do want to flashback a little bit to the summer. You are a multi-sport athlete here for Yankton High School, getting some time on the diamond as a sophomore. Is there anything like between sports that transfers over, or is it two completely different worlds for you?
It's just about competition, really. If you just keep competing all year round, you'll do well, and that's what I've been doing.
All right, one final question for you before I let you get ready for practice here today. What is your favorite moment so far this year or in your Bucks career being a member of this football team?
Roosevelt game was really fun. It was a lot of smack talking, but yeah, that was really fun. Get a big win over Sioux Falls. It's a good time.
Last but certainly not least, it's the sophomore guard, Peyton Eustace. Pulls double duty at times for this Yankton Bucks team as he talks about the leadership that's shown from the upperclassmen around him on that offensive line. Joining me is sophomore offensive lineman Peyton Eustace. You do pull a little bit double duty. You get in the trenches on the D-line as well, and a big week coming up this week, opening round, quarterfinal round of the Class 11 AA playoffs. You guys are taking on Huron for the second week in a row. We'll talk about that in a second, but first, how are you doing today, man?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well myself. Excited for a big week of postseason football for the Yankton Bucks. As we just mentioned, back-to-back weeks against the Huron Tigers. How does that affect your game planning as a team? Because you know they're going to try throwing something different at you after last week. You guys were able to pick up a big win there on the road. What are you looking forward to coming into this week at home?
I think our coaches are going to have a good game plan and just got to work hard all week. We've been pretty good all week and practicing hard, I think we're prepared for them. I think we're ready.
Hey, ready as you can be. Obviously, being a sophomore in this offensive line, you're one of the younger guys out there in that O-line. I believe the youngest guy in that offensive line group right now, except for when Conway was filling in for Wavernick. So what have you gained from your upper-class teammates this year in terms of just learning the tricks of the trade, being a varsity starter in the trenches?
Yeah, last year I only played defense, so this year was a big change, but by the whole upperclassmen, all the upperclassmen linemen, they helped me a lot. Like, just when I mess up plays, they help me out, tell me what I'm doing wrong, and give me a lot of motivation, It's someone to look up to, and they help me a lot.
And then talk about just schematically on the O-line a little bit. You guys have had a very good run game this year for Yankton, no matter who it seems to be carrying the ball right now. Evan Sirk closing in on 1,000 yards as a rusher since he's taken over as the lead back from Shaler Platt due to his injury. So what are you looking at the offensive line and your guys' ability just to open up holes, and how happy does that make you as a member of that Yankton moving company to see a guy in the backfield who's tearing it up?
It makes me really happy. I think we try our best making holes for him, get the holes as big as possible so he can get through, and we've practiced it all week and we've been practicing it all year since fall camp, and I think that we've got a pretty good handle on it and we're going to keep doing it.
This one, it's not really a football question, it's more of a
more of an accessories question for you, if that makes sense. I noticed last year, your freshman year on the D-line, you'd kind of crop top the jersey a little bit. That's gone away a little bit this year. You busted out the neck roll. What is it with you? Is these conscious decisions the way you're playing your jersey, or is it just a comfort thing?
Well, last year it was definitely a comfort thing with my belly out, and I wanted to do it this year, but I actually lost some weight, and I can't keep it on my belly anymore. It just falls down. So instead of rolling it back up, I got a neck roll now, and I just wear that and keep the shirt down.
You're always, you look good, you feel good, you play good, and conditioning a little too well to keep the belly roll up. But hey, I know that you guys condition hard at practice and your cardio as well, and that's obviously very helpful for you guys on the offensive line.
Yeah, for sure. The conditioning, I think we're very well conditioned. Our conditioning practices kind of get hard, but it definitely pays off.
One final question here for you before I let you return to practice. As a sophomore on this team, you don't have as many years on the program as some of the other guys, but what has been your favorite moment being part of this Bucks football team?
My favorite moment, it's probably just like the brotherhood. We're all super close. We hang out outside of football, and I think that helps a lot. Like, we just know our team, and the upperclassmen do a great job of like including all the younger guys too, and that is probably like the biggest thing, just having a relationship with older guys.
Thank you once again to Caden Wawrinick, Peyton Eustace, and Mark Cottle for taking time out of their days before Bucks practice earlier this week to talk to me ahead of this big matchup with the Huron Tigers. We're going to take another break, but before we go, thank a couple more of our Sportscaster Club members, starting with Aztec of Yankton. They were founded on innovation and a passion to help their customers. Right now, they are offering a healthy sign-on bonus with great wages and benefits. Build your career with the group that's built to connect from rock to road. Click careers at aztecindustries.com. Midwest Insurance Agency. See Travis and Whitney Devine at Midwest Insurance for your farm, home, and auto insurance needs. Call today to set up an appointment. One Office Solution, the one source for all your office products, including copiers, furniture, and office supplies. One Office Solution, located next to Pizza Ranch on Broadway in Yankton. And lastly, Graham Tire. If you notice issues with your vehicle, don't hesitate to call the service experts at Graham Tire. They do more than sell tires. Graham Tire of Yankton, your auto service and tire store next door. Take another break here on the Bucks Football Kickoff Show. When we return, we will have your standings review looking at the quarterfinal rounds for every South Dakota high school football class. Some in round 1, some in round 2, but only 8 teams remain in each class. The Bucks Football Kickoff Show rolls on after this.
The mission of State Farm is to help people manage the risks of everyday life, recover from the unexpected, and realize their dreams. Hi, I'm Roy Wilcox with State Farm Insurance. We have been helping customers get to a better state for over 100 years. No matter where you are in life, we're here to help you make the right play calls for your insurance coverage. Give me a call or stop by anytime.
Call Roy Wilcox State Farm Insurance today, 665-7140. Find more at roywilcox.com.
Truxedo is proud to have been part of the Yankton community since its start in 2000.
One of the things I love most is that they believe in promoting from within. I've been given many opportunities to advance.
Truxedo has an extensive variety of benefits available to their employees.
The work environment at Truxedo is extremely positive.
We are looking for you to join our production team. Visit www.truxedo.com/careers to apply.
The other day, a gal came into the UPS store to drop off a package. On her way out, she noticed the print sample wall and asked if we could print invitations. The answer was, yes, we can. Hi, this is Doug at the UPS store in Yankton and Vermilion. For over 7 years now, the UPS store has been helping hundreds of customers with their printing needs. From basic copies to business cards and invitations to posters, we can print them. Stop out and ask about our current print specials and see how we can help with your printing needs.
Is it the competition that keeps bringing you back? The long-standing rivalries? Or is it seeing friends again and cheering on your favorite team? At First Dakota, we're here for it all. We appreciate the fans, the players, the coaches and officials, the concessions crew. The shared community experience is part of what makes life here great, and we're here for it. See you at the game. First Dakota National Bank, member FDIC.
Welcome back in here on the Bucks Football Kickoff Show, brought to you by Hy-Vee. I am Brayden Butler. Time here on the show to take a look at the standings review, brought to you by Rhonda Westland State Farm Insurance. Let Rhonda review your current home, auto, or life insurance to see if she can help you save some money. That's Rhonda Westland State Farm. For this week's standings review, we will be going over the playoff brackets for every South Dakota high school football class. We'll start with Class 11AA, as that is the class of our matchup tonight between Yankton and Huron. Starting at the top of the class, number 1 Piers hosting number 8 Spearfish. Our matchup this evening, number 2 Yankton hosting the number 7 Huron Tigers. T area are the 3rd seed. They will be hosting 6th seeded Sturgis Brown. And in the 4-5 matchup taking place at Watertown, it's the Arrows hosting Aberdeen Central. Taking a look at Class 11 AAA, Sioux Falls Lincoln are the top overall seed as they will host Rapid City Stevens. Harrisburg are the number 2. They will host Sioux Falls Washington. 3rd seeded O'Gorman will take on 6th seeded Sioux Falls Roosevelt. And in the 4-5 matchup, Brandon Valley, the 4 seed, hosts Sioux Falls Jefferson, the 5 seed. In Class 11A, Del Rapids, the top overall seed, will take on number 8 Madison. Number 2 West Central hosts number 7 Chamberlain. Number 3 Canton against number 6 Lennox. Number 4, Sioux Falls Christian will host number 5, Dakota Valley. In 11B, it's the second round, the quarterfinal round for them. Number 1, Renner will take on number 9, Aberdeen Roncalli. Number 2, Dual will take on number 10, Rapid City Christian. Number 3, Sioux Valley will host number 6, Hot Springs. And in the 4-5, Elk Point Jefferson, the 4 seed, hosts number 5, Tri-Valley. Class 9 AA in their quarterfinal round, number 1, Parkston will host number 9, Hanson. Number 2 seeded Platte Geddes will take on number 10, Freeman Marion Freeman Academy. Number 3, Howard against number 6, Elkton Lake Benton. And number 4, Hamlin will host number 5, Wall. In the 9A quarterfinals, number 1, Warner will take on number 9, Castlewood. Number 2, Alcester Hudson will take on number 7, Dubrook Area. Number 3, Phillip hosts number 11, Chester Area. And number 4, Canastota will take on number 12, Gregory. Lastly, in 9B, the top-seeded Avon Pirates will take on number 8, Hitchcock-Tulare. Number 2 seeded Faulkton Area will take on 10th seeded Kadoka Area. Number 3 seeded Corsica Stickney will face number 11 Potter County. And number 4 DeSmit will take on number 12 Gayville-Vollen. Every class in South Dakota high school football is in the quarterfinal round, albeit some in the first and some in the second round of their playoffs. But there are 8 teams left in each class battling for a state title opportunity. And there's no guarantee of more games on the schedule. It's going to do it for your standings review here on the Bucks Football Kickoff Show. Before we go to another break, I'd like to thank a couple more Sportscaster Club members, starting with the UPS Store, offering packing and shipping, plus printing services, mailboxes, and direct mail services, helping small businesses reach their goals in Yankton across from Walmart. Yankton Thrive. There's a thriving business economy in the Yankton area. Your one source and resource for all businesses from retail to manufacturing is Yankton Thrive. For more, go to yanktonsd.com. Northtown Automotive, your local Chevrolet, Buick, and GMC dealer. Visit northtownusa.com. And FloorTech. Whether your home or floor is wet, call FloorTech, 665-4839. Gonna take another break here on the Bucks Football Kickoff Show. When we return, we'll have your opponent interview with Jeff Duffy, the play-by-play voice of Huron Tigers Athletics, and Yankton High School football head coach Brady Muth, and your pregame coach interview segment. Plenty still to come here on the Bucks Football Kickoff Show. Keep it tuned right here, KYNT, KYNTV. Back after this.
Oh, Sheboygan, I just can't get you off my mind.
It's tailgate season, so stock up the cooler and fire up the grill. Then load that grill with Sheboygan brats, natural casing wieners, and summer sausage. Make sure Sheboygans are a part of your tailgater. Produced with pride at American Food Groups in Yankton.
The way it tastes is simply divine. I got Sheboygan on my mind. Sheboygan.
It's time for your seasonal flu shot. Flu vaccine is recommended for all those aged 6 months and older. Appointments are recommended. Call 665-7841 to schedule yours today. Walk-ins will be accommodated. Insurance billing available, and most major insurances are accepted. Learn more at YanktonMedicalClinic.com. Seasonal flu shots. Just one more way Yankton Medical Clinic provides so much care, so close to home.
So, you need a new vehicle. What's the best vehicle for you? Where do you get financing? What's your trade worth? Answer all these questions and more at BillionAuto.com. You can compare 16 new car brands and thousands of used vehicles, all in the palm of your hand at BillionAuto.com. Plus, estimate the trade value of your vehicle in 2 easy steps. It's car buying made easy. Apply for credit pre-approval at BillionAuto.com. All applications accepted, not all approved.
There are a lot of rates out there, and it can be tough to find the right one. Well, let's make it easy.
With FNBO's special offer CD of 5.5% APY for 3, 7, or 17 months, you can earn more, save more, and do more. That's 5.5% annual percentage yield for 3, 7, or 17 months at your nearest FNBO location with a minimum deposit of $500 and an FNBO Premier Checking account. So stop on by and give your savings a great big boost with the Great Big Small Bank. FNBO, member FDIC.
Welcome back in here on the Bucks Football Kickoff Show as we go to your opponent interview brought to you by Ben's Brewing Downtown. If it's on KYNTV, it's on at Ben's Brewing Downtown. They're a proud supporter of Yankton Bucks and Gazelles Athletics. Visit bensbrewing.com/sports to see the upcoming games being shown at Ben's Brewing. Opponent interview this week is the same as last week as we speak to the play-by-play voice of the Huron Tigers football team, Jeff Duffy. We'll be talking about last week's matchup between these two teams and what he expects to go different tonight in the opening round of the Class 11 AA playoffs. We go to that interview now. This is Brayden Butler here on the Bucks Football Kickoff Show. Joining me is the voice of the Huron Tigers, Jeff Duffy, for the second straight week. Jeff, we were talking a little bit before we went live here that it's an interesting situation that both these teams are in, having to play each other to end the regular season and start the postseason. We'll get right into that as the first question, but first, how are you doing today?
Oh, we're doing well. I wish it'd be a little warmer, but it is the end of October.
It is the end of October. It is postseason football time, and we'll get right into the elephant in the room. The Huron Tigers and the Yankton Bucks just met last week to end the regular season. Have you ever seen something like this happen before? Is it more common than maybe I'm realizing? Because it's been interesting to look at all week long since those brackets were finalized.
Well, it used to be a little more common than what it is now. You have to remember back. This has happened to Huron before, but it's been quite a few years. You got to remember back in the old days, we used to play out of the region to start the playoffs. So it was Huron, Pierre, Aberdeen, and Mitchell. And for many years, many times over the years, Mitchell has been our last regular season game. It hasn't been the last 2 years, but before that, more often than not, that's how we end, because that's the big rival 50 miles apart. And I can think of at least twice. I probably got to go back to the 90s, maybe early 2000s, that Huron and Mitchell did play that last regular season game and turned around to play in the first round of the playoffs. But since we just went to seeding all 16 out and no regions, I don't think it happens nearly as much now.
It's, like you mentioned, more common back in the day, but still tends to happen even with the seed points algorithm that I, to this day, still don't fully understand, but it's all right. The Bucks coming in as the 2 seed, the Huron Tigers as the 7, and these two teams did just meet last week. The Bucks got a big win in that one, but there were a lot of pieces missing for the Huron Tigers. So do you have any updates on those pieces and if they'll be available on Thursday for the first round matchup?
Not specifically on that. I know Cashin Caudell sat out the second half, our main running back. I think that was a little more precautionary than anything, especially with the game looking out of hand at that point. I do expect him to be back in the backfield, but we'll probably go game time there. And other than that, I would expect Huron to come in pretty much back to where we've been most of the season. You know, there hasn't been a ton of injuries. We had one major injury to OK2, a starting offensive lineman, in about 2 minutes into the second quarter of the first game of the season. But other than that, we've been able to kind of tiptoe around injuries fairly well, which is good considering we don't have the depth that a Yankton does.
You know, getting the team back, getting some pieces back as you're trying to be as full strength as possible heading into the postseason. In any talks you might have had with head coach Coach Strand of Huron this past week, how is he looking into a rematch with Yankton after the game plan last week didn't work out as well as maybe he wanted it to shift to this week and try to throw something different at the Bucks?
Well, the interesting part about it is the Yankton game last week was probably the game we most relied on the run more so than the pass, and of course that was just because of the way the Bucks were playing defensively. I'm sure they would like to get things aired out again. The C.J. Gainey and Gavin Moding, the two wide receivers on the outside, they are big play potential, but we just weren't able to get the ball out to them, and we actually had a little more success running the ball. You may remember when we wrapped up the regular season down in Yankton last year, C.J. Gainey had a fabulous game at wide receiver, and I'm sure we'd kind of like to unleash him again.
try to get the weapons in space a little more this week. I know the Bucks defense played really well last week. It's hard to repeat that kind of performance. It's something Coach Muth talked about earlier on in the week, where some bounces went their way with either penalties or with some turnovers early on in the game, and you can't bank on that happening again. So they have to go out. Both teams have to go out and execute their game plans early on, and if those bounces go either way, we could see a very different matchup in round 1 of the playoffs.
Yeah, the turnovers are the big thing. We had the three interceptions and a fumble there in the first half, and you turned around, I think, converted 3 of them into points. The one interception was just a fling it down the field on a 4th and long, so that was almost like a punt. But other than that, what I give Yankton credit for that. You forced turnovers, and when you did that, you capitalized and turned them over into points.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how both teams come out. I know Huron, they do have a very good offense. As you mentioned, they had to run more last week than they usually want to, but keeping control of that football, we could see something very different on their offensive side of the ball, and it could lead to a very, very good game on Thursday night. Jeff, thank you for taking the time to talk to me, and do you have any final thoughts heading into this postseason matchup?
Well, Coach, before last week's game, Coach Strand said Yankton plays fast, but he didn't really describe it very well. I didn't know it was going to be that fast.
Yeah, that's something Coach Muth talked about earlier in the week. They run that in practice, so they do the hurry-up offense all week in practice, and they like to play fast, and that was something that really wears down on defenses from time to time.
Wears down on a guy trying to keep stats, too.
Yeah, not much love for the guys in the booth when you're trying to keep your own stats up there.
No.
But it works down there on the field, and that's been Muth's philosophy for a few years now.
Yeah, like I said, it got to the point where my color guy was writing down the yard line for the previous play just so I could look back and see what the gain was, because you guys are already up and snapping it again.
Keeping everybody on their toes for the Yankton offense.
Yes. Just need to be competitive. That's all the Huron Tigers need to do. Just basically, if they can run the ball, slow the game down, to limit Yankton's possessions. That's probably what has to happen for Huron.
Well, hopefully we see a good one in the first round of the playoffs, and we'll see you on Thursday night when you're, I assume, down here for the game.
I'll be there.
All right. Thanks for talking to me, Jeff. You have a good rest of your day, and we'll see you Thursday.
Yep. Thank you.
Thank you to Jeff Duffy for taking time out of his day to talk to us here at KYNT ahead of this matchup between the Tigers and the Bucks. We now go to your pregame coach interview, brought to you by 1919 Root Beer, the creamiest full-body draft root beer available. It's on tap at Charlie's Pizza or in large cans at Yankton Hy-Vee. This week's interview was conducted by color commentator for our Yankton High School football broadcast, Josh Boelter. We go to the interview with Coach Muth right now.
Coach, obviously a great regular season, going 8-1. What are your main takeaways from the regular season going into the playoffs?
Well, the biggest takeaway that we got to carry with us is how we got to this point. And if you look at the numbers, regular season is a time for statistical analysis. You start to break things down. You look at where your numbers are at and who's having a good season statistically. Those things are interesting and good to look at, but the big thing is how we got here. We got here because we were playing physical football, and that's kind of been the theme of this whole year. I'm really happy with what we've done defensively and offensively, schematically, but I'm more proud of the fact that we are playing fast football, we're playing physical football, and this is the way Buck football is supposed to look like. And these guys have really bought into that, and they're playing very fast, physical football right now, and it's a lot of fun to be around. Now, the trick is, as you move into this second season here, the trick is understanding that you have to keep that level plus some more, but not plus to the detriment of anything else. It can't be just adding to add. It has to naturally happen, which is what we've tried to have take place here this week. There's got to be a progression, and we consistently get better. And you can see it the way we do in the weight room. We move our approach to the weight room differently as we get through the season. And the one thing Coach Rosen said that I think fits real well is we're not getting them ready for this week. We're getting them ready for November, which is we're getting real close to November here. And so we have to keep progressing. The only day that we're not allowed to worry about getting better is the day after the state championship game. That's the day that you don't have to worry about getting better. Up to that point, we have to find ways to get better. And so what you're seeing with this group is just fine-tuning things, and that's where it's getting to be, fun at practice.
And you mentioned Coach Rosen. Let's talk about the team's strength and conditioning throughout the season.
Part of that is just the way we operate. So everything we do is fast. So at practice, I mean, we don't just run tempo during the game. Especially offensive team period, everything is moving on a clip and everything is measured as far as how fast we're going. I think we talked about that. We try to run plays. On our cleanup day, we're trying to run one inside of 10 seconds. Well, last week we bumped it down to 8 because we're trying to get faster. Those types of things help us get into better shape, but a big part of that is Coach Rosen and our strength and conditioning staff. I mean, our guys, we condition one day in practice. Otherwise, it's being taken care of by Coach Rosen, and Coach Savvy takes care of it when we're on the field. But most of what you see with our conditioning is done in practice with game-type situations.
And in the first round of the playoffs, you have a familiar opponent in Huron, just seeing them last week. How challenging is it to play the same team 2 weeks in a row?
Well, we'll start with the negative stuff. I mean, obviously you're dealing with high school kids, and especially the game we just had. You don't very often play a team on back-to-back weeks. And, I don't know how Huron feels about it. It's not obviously ideal in my mind because we came off a win and we're feeling really good about ourselves. And we have to understand that this is a completely different thing. Huron had some guys that were out. We had some turnovers that went our way, and we had some bounces that went our way. Those things, you can't rely on those and count on those. So that's one thing we've really talked to them about is up to this point, when we get into this part of the season, we talk about this all the time. The opponent doesn't matter. What matters is our preparation and how we execute. And this week we have to really stress that because our ego is going to tell us that we just had a really successful game against Huron and maybe we don't need to contribute as much energy or attention as we move into this week. That can be further from the truth. You have to be more focused on the task at hand and more focused on defeating your opponent who you just saw last week. And so those are the negative things. The positive things, we know each other very well, from last week to this week. And so, one of the things that I think our staff has done a very good job of is teaching our guys how to win one-on-one battles. So you're very aware and in close contact with your one-on-one matchup because you just saw them, a week ago. And so just familiarity with who you're playing against is an added bonus. But some of those things scheme-wise where, we think that they're going to run a lot of this because that's what they ran the first time around, well, everybody has a constraint or a counter to that. And so we have to make sure that we build that in while we're still taking care of their base stuff.
And can you talk about the importance of having home field throughout the playoffs?
In Yankton, it's a big deal because people don't like coming to Yankton. And they don't like playing on Crane-Youngworth. And I think that's fair. I think the reason they don't like playing here is because this community supports the activities that are going on in it. And so to be able to play in front of your home crowd, your student section, is a big deal for our guys. But the big thing is just routine. Anytime you're traveling and you're going, a ways away, it's a 2.5-hour bus trip, there's opportunities for focus to lax. And when you're here at home and you're used to everything and there's a set routine and a set schedule that is exactly the same every time you're home, that's a huge advantage just as far as getting us to the football field and how we're ready to approach game mentally. But, for us, the big thing is just being able to play in front of our fans in the stands. I mean, Thursday night is going to be a fun night. Expecting a lot of support. There's a lot of people that are excited about football, and that's a good thing, and we need to show up and put on a good show for them.
That was your pregame interview with Yankton Bucks head football coach Brady Muth. Let's send it back to Brayden Butler at KYNT Studios.
Thank you to Josh Boelter for doing that interview with head coach Brady Muth, and thank you to Coach Muth for always taking time out of his week to talk to us about the upcoming matchup. We got a fun one tonight, and it is the opening round of the postseason between the Bucks and the Tigers. Going to take one final break here on the Bucks Football Kickoff Show before we send you live to the field. But before we go, I'd like to thank a couple more of our Sportscaster Club members. Yankton Computer and Network Services. For your complete personal and business computer solutions, rely on Yankton Computer and Network Services. Wishing the best of luck to Yankton Athletics this season. The Fox Stop. For all your daily convenience and fuel needs, make a stop at the Fox Stop. And Buell's Cleaners. For rugs, uniforms, linens, and other cleaning services, go to Buell's in downtown Yankton. Kickoff for playoff football is right around the corner. When we return here on KYNT, KYNTV, we will send you live to the field with Bryce Ladwig and Josh Boelter. Keep it tuned right here, KYNT, KYNTV, back after this.
Hello, Here's to welcoming moments, big and small, embracing the unexpected, savoring life. At Avera, our nationally recognized health system will be right here with you, ready for anything. We listen to your goals and help you achieve them with care and coverage. We'll move you forward through sickness and health and every milestone in between. Avera, moving health forward. Learn more at avera.org/forward.
Football season is here, and you know what that means. Checkers is open every day of the week. That's right. You can get Checkers delicious wings daily and catch all of the football action. Every Monday night, enjoy $6 cheeseburgers and fries. So grab your friends, bring the family, and head on down to Checkers. Open every day of the week. Checkers Sports Bar and Grill on Walnut, just north of 4th Street in Yankton. For work or play, JJ Benji's has got you covered.
JJ Benji's can help your company or business with the right look for employees.
Logoed clothing for casual Fridays, new employees, or daily wear.
The latest styles and materials. Give your team the look you want.
Speaking of team, if you watch the Bucks, Gazelles, or Lancers play,
JJ Benji's is filled with a variety of gear in stock.
For fans from infants to grandparents.
JJ Benji's, 201 Pine Street, Yankton.
For work or play, let JJ Benji's make you look good.
When I'm searching for adventure, I find it on the range. Archery challenges me to be curious, see opportunity, and welcome big challenges. It teaches me to focus and never quit until the last arrow hits. Archery allows me to show my spirit at Mount Marty University. How do you show your adventurous side? Schedule your campus visit to Mount Marty University at showyourspiritmmu.com.
Welcome back in here for one final time on the Bucks Football Kickoff Show as we are ready to send you live to the field for Yankton Bucks football. Thank you to all of our guests this week for taking time out of their days to break down this matchup, the opening round of the Class 11 AA football playoffs between the Yankton Bucks and the Huron Tigers. The time for talk is over, and it is time for your main event of the evening between Huron and Yankton, and we send you live to the field right now with Bryce Ladwig and Josh Boelter.
Lunges forward for the pylon! Yankton touchdown! Put 6 up on the board. That's a Yankton Bucks touchdown. Gets the handoff and is brought down behind the line by Yankton. Yankton touchdown! Brought down right at the 20. The bowling ball gets into the end zone. The touchdown, Yankton! Ball is loose. Ball is loose. It's going to be Yankton ball. He's at the 20, the 10, the 5, touchdown, Yankton! Crane is going wild!
Now, let's go live to KYNT Sports Director and the voice of Yankton Athletics, Bryce Ladwig.
It's playoff football here at Crane-Youngworth Field. Welcome into KYNT and KYNTV. I'm Bryce Ladwig alongside Josh Boelter. Josh, tonight we have a rematch of the regular season finale for the Yankton Bucks. The Huron Tigers in town with a 4-5 record, taking on the Yankton Bucks sitting at 8-1. And are you expecting more of the same from last week? I bring in Josh Boelter.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one here. Anytime you play the same team back-to-back weeks, that is an interesting and challenging situation where you never know what could happen in a situation like that. There's a lot of pride on the line for Huron tonight. Last week, obviously, got a little out of hand for them, and they're looking to bounce back from that and show that last week wasn't the real deal. Meanwhile, for Yankton, you got to get up to play a second week against a team, or 2 weeks in a row, like I said, and no better chance to do it than tonight in the playoffs on a Thursday night and a chance to move on to the Class 11 AA semifinals.
11 AA quarterfinals tonight, though, across the state. Well, just another game, as 2 of the games in 11 AA playoffs have been pushed to tomorrow due to some pretty bad weather out west. They don't want the Spearfish or Sturgis traveling across the state. It would be Spearfish at Pier tomorrow now, and Sturgis at T area. Of course, the winner of this game here at tonight facing that winner between T and Sturgis. So we will not know an opponent if the Yankton Bucks win here tonight. Obviously, the favorite going into that matchup is T area, the number 3 team in Class 11 AA. We're here in the Fairfield Inn broadcast booth, Yankton's newest and nicest hotel, Fairfield Inn. It's open and located at 21st and Broadway. As we already talked about, Josh, Yankton Huron met last week in the regular season finale. Yankton securing that 56-21 victory at Tiger Stadium, but now need to replicate that dominance in order to advance to the semifinal round next week. If Yankton is able to win tonight, we already talked about they will face either Sturgis or T, but we will be checking other scores as well throughout the state and the other classes. And so, in word in the broadcast booth, Josh, is that Huron had some players out of the game their last go-around with Yankton, but a lot of those players are healthy coming into tonight. Could we be seeing a different look here on Tigers?
Yeah, and they had a lot of guys out last week, injuries and some other things. They're coming back tonight. That's going to be something to keep an eye on. How does that change what Huron wants to do on offense and defense? It could equal some different looks and some different play calls for this Huron football team. So that's something to keep an eye on throughout the night.
It's time for your vision of the game, brought to you by Vision Real Estate, where their focus is always on you. Josh, this collection of Yankton Bucks has been a group that Coach Moose says he's never really worried about them as far as them looking too far ahead. They really like to stay in the moment. He's always been able to trust them in that regard. But, Josh, upsets do happen almost every year, and the Bucks know about that. Whenever I bring this up, you're always like, it's 2023, Bryce. I know, but history is a thing, okay? So 2018, Yankton had one of the most prolific offenses in school history and a formidable defense as well, and only had Huron between them and the Dome, and Huron upset the Bucks, breaking the Yankton winning streak over the Tigers that dated back to 1994. That game always sticks out in my head because that was my first season on the call with the Yankton Bucks. So that is something that could always happen. So Yankton's going to bring out everything here tonight. I'm looking forward to seeing them bring their best.
Yeah, and that's something you bring it up. 2018, crazy stuff happens in the playoffs, and you never know when a season's on the line for either team how they're going to react and how they're going to play.
Key players of the game are brought to you by Missouri River Associates. Looking for insurance agents to have the knowledge to point you in the right direction? Contact Missouri River Associates in Yankton. We'll have to get to that in a second. We have the national anthem here. We'll step aside for 90 seconds, and we'll be back here at Crane-Youngworth Field. Yankton Bucks football, KYNT and KYNTV.
Introducing the perfect match for your Yankton High School sports nights. Ben's Brewing Downtown and KYNTV. Whether it's a hard spike, exciting goal, or the biggest Friday night matchup, we're here to amplify your spirits and bring the video streaming excitement to you. Gather your friends and family, tune into the action, and savor every moment with the area's biggest Yankton sports fans. Ben's Brewing Downtown is your sideline seat to unforgettable high school sports moments. If KYNTV is streaming it, it's on at Ben's Brewing Downtown.
Olson Pest Technicians is a family-owned business since 1966, and with over 50 years of pest management, they understand your issues, and their well-trained team will help you solve your pest problems. Issues with cockroaches, ants, bedbugs, bats, termites, spiders, rats, mice, or other creepy crawling pests, Olson Pest Technicians can treat and cure them. Right now, they can provide grain fumigation on the farm and do one-shots for homes to keep pests out for the winter. Call Olson Pest today. 800-KIL-BUGS.
Shop Easy wishes all area student athletes the best of luck this sports season. Shop Easy offers everything you need for driving to the game. Hot and cold food and drinks, in-store specials, Cenex gas and diesel, and easy parking. Shop Easy is owned and operated by the Santee Sioux Nation and is open from 6 a.m. to 1 a.m. for your convenience. Make positive memories with your family and friends this school year, beginning with a stop at Shop Easy, just south of the Discovery Bridge on Highway 81, a proud supporter of all area students and athletes.
All right, welcome back to Crane-Youngworth Field. We're talking about the key players of the game, brought to you by Missouri River Associates. Looking for insurance agents that have the knowledge to point you in the right direction? Contact Missouri River Associates in Yankton. Well, the team leaders for both teams, Colton McNeil leads Huron in passing, 17 touchdowns, 186 yards per game, has thrown 11 picks. And opposite him, Lucas Kampshaw for the Bucks, 14 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, 221 yards per game. Leading rusher for the Huron Tigers, Cashin Caudell, 4 touchdowns, 847 total yards. That's 94 per game and 5.3 per carry. Leading rusher for Yankton, Evan Sirk, 9 touchdowns, 737 yards on the ground, 81 per game and 5.3 yards per carry. Leading receiver for Huron, Gavin Modine, 37 receptions, 5 touchdowns, 580 yards. And receiving for Yankton, they have a trio, Josh, that have been really important. Tucker Gilmore, Austin Goebel, Carson Ness. They have racked up quite a few yards as well. Tucker Gilmore with 3 touchdowns, Austin Goebel with 4. Carson Ness with 1 touchdown, but 434 yards in the air. And then, of course, defensive leaders. Colby Hofer leads Huron's defense. He has 2 sacks on the season, leads in tackles. And Tyson Prouty leads Yankton in sacks with 4.5. Tucker Gilmore with 5 interceptions. Matthew Sheldon with 1 billion tackles. Those are your key players of the game for the Yankton Bucks and the Huron Tigers. Colors of the game brought to you by Buell's Cleaners, offering dry cleaning, laundry, and business services like linens, rags, rugs, and uniforms. Buell's Cleaners, 444 3rd Street in Yankton. Huron in their white tops, white bottoms, and, of course, their black helmets with orange trim everywhere. Yankton in their classic reds, red tops, red helmets, and white pants. Special shout-out to those at the KYNTV Watch Party location, Ben's Brewing downtown. If it's on KYNTV, it's on at Ben's Brewing downtown. Visit bensbrewing.com/sports to see the upcoming games being shown downtown at Ben's Brewing. Your officials of the game brought to you by the South Dakota Office of the Attorney General. They are the law on the field. Your officials for tonight's action are Steve Mayer, Peyton Mueller, John Reavers, Steve Siegel, and Connor Singheisen. And your starting lineups brought to you by First Chiropractic Centers, making life better, one adjustment at a time. Josh, why don't you go over both offenses?
Yeah, let's go ahead and take a look here, starting with the visitors, the Huron Tigers. Their offense at quarterback, a junior, number 4, Colton McNeil. At running back tonight, we talked about a little bit, leading rusher, Cashin Caudell. Number 15, he's a senior. At receiver, they have a pair of seniors outside, and C.J. Gainey and Gavin Moding. But in the slot, they have a junior, number 81, Logan Leyendecker. Going across the offensive line, starting at left tackle, a veteran unit, senior, number 54, Liam Davis. At left guard, the senior, Brian Ramirez. At center, the senior, 78, Jackson Reno. At right guard, the senior, Connor Johnson. And at right tackle, a sophomore, number 74, Hunter Fensky. Now take a look at your hometown, Yankton Bucks. The signal caller, the senior quarterback, number 11, Lucas Kampshaw. Starting at running back tonight, it's going to be the senior, Evan Sirk. At that H-back hybrid position, you're going to have a junior, number 5, Matthew Sheldon. At receiver, you're going to have Carson Ness, the junior, as well as Austin Goebel in the slot, the senior. And at tight end, another senior, Tucker Gilmore. Going across the offensive line, taking a look at left tackle, senior, number 60, Caden Wavernick. At left guard, the junior, Mark Cottle. At center, the senior, Vaden Greil. At right guard, sophomore, Peyton Eustace. And at right tackle, the junior, Lucas Cordell.
All right, thank you, Josh. Fuel conditions today brought to you by C&B Equipment. Navigate around your yard with John Deere lawnmowers from C&B Equipment in Yankton. And today's kickoff temperature at 47 degrees. And winds coming from the northwest at 12 miles per hour. And it is time for our team captains to take the field here today. We do have news that Shaler Platt is in uniform, Josh, and he did warm up for this game, so I expect to see him maybe get some carries on the field. Of course, he has been absent from the Yankton starting lineup now for going on maybe 5 or 6 weeks. Can't remember when exactly his last game was, but it's been a while for Shaler Platt. Went out with an injury earlier in the year.
Yeah, like you said, he's been out for a while. Back tonight, and he's one of the team captains tonight, along with Caden Wavernick, Riker Frang, and Peyton Eustace here on the night. Those are your captains. So it's good to see Shaler back tonight. He just adds another element to this offense. And you never know, like you said, getting some carries. He was a big impact on defense, too. Then get him back to full health, you might see him make an impact there. Although it's going to be interesting to see what happens there. You know, you got, Bryce Krall there as well. So he's going to be a big part to add back to this team throughout the playoffs.
And Huron Tigers coached by Drew Strand. Yankton coached by head coach Brady Muth. Defensive coordinator Justin Olson, offensive coordinator Terry Huber, special teams Brady Hale, assistant coaches Matt Decker, Dan Schwach, Blake Savvy, and Jason Savvy. And right when I look down at my rosters, Josh, I didn't see who won, so let's find out here. So I think Yankton won the toss and deferred to Huron, is what I'm gathering right here, Josh.
I think
we really need to start paying attention to the coin toss.
See, I think Yankton's actually might be Okay, here we go. I always look for number 7. As soon as I see him, I'm like, okay, we're good. Yankton's going to be deferring. They're going to kick off, so you're going to see this Yankton defense on the field first.
So you owe me a Josh Boelter dollar.
I do owe you a Josh Boelter dollar. Last week, I got the upper hand. Maybe this week it's your turn.
You were on fire with those calls last week. Yeah, you had a good week. You had a good week.
I was like the rules analyst. I was like one of those guys you see on TV that comes in and be like
Blandino.
Yeah, I'm your Blandino. I'm your Mike Pereira of the evening, or at least last week. I can't promise that this week.
Huron moving left to right on your screen or listening device. Yankton, of course, right to left. Josue Trujillo out to kick off. Places the ball right at the Yankton 40. And the Class 11 AA quarterfinal playoffs are about to be underway. The road to the Dome really begins right here tonight. It's Yankton, it's Huron, it's Thursday night football at beautiful Crane-Youngworth Field. Trujillo and the special teams unit get ready. And we are underway here. It's a line drive kick. Hits the 20. Actually hits a Huron Tiger, one of the blocking backs. And now it's to the 10-yard line, out to the 15, to the 20. And it'd be around the 20-yard line is where Huron will take over. I didn't even see who exactly returned that as it hit one of the blockers for Huron, Josh.
Yeah, and it looked like it was number 34 there on the field. I don't have that on our roster at the moment, but had a nice return there after bobbling the kick there. Get Huron into a nice spot here on the field compared to what it looked like it was going to be.
Colton McNeil now in the shotgun. He has 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Handoff to Caudell. Tries to go off the right side and is brought down by Edley Amaro as well as Donald Rounds after about a 2-yard gain.
Yeah, Edley Amaro met the ball carrier right there at the line of scrimmage. Nice job there by an edge rusher who's had a good season.
2nd and 8 for Yankton. We're 30 seconds into the first quarter and the first drive. McNeil back in the shotgun. He still has Caudell behind him. 2 receivers on the left side now. Handoff. Caudell goes up the middle and is brought down again after actually almost no gain on the play. I think it should be about 3rd and 8 as Bryce Krall is there to stop.
Yeah, it looks like Bryce Krall, maybe Edley Amaro got in the mix on that one again. This Yankton run defense has been stifling all year, and you're seeing it early on in this one.
Playing the Undertaker music. I know you like that, Josh.
I do
3rd
like
down.
that.
And McNeil claps his hands. Back to pass. Pass to the middle of the field. It is brought in for a Huron first down. On the reception is number 23, Gavin Modine, the lead receiver coming into the game. 580 yards receiving entering today's contest.
Yeah, and that's something that Huron last week, they wanted to get some quick, easy completions going early, and they weren't able to connect on that, and it kind of killed some drives. There you see them get a hold of that and get a first down.
So 1st and 10, ball on the Huron 26-yard line, 10.5 minutes to go in the first quarter. It's McNeil. Pitch option, he does pitch out to Caudell, tries to bounce to the outside. We have a flag out on the field. 4 different Yankton Bucks in for the tackle. I think it's going to be holding going on Huron.
Yeah, there's going to be a holding here on Huron, I believe. I think Donald Rounds got held on that one as he was trying to make a tackle there. He did a nice job either way. Was able to break that play up and kind of get in the mix. But I believe this is going to be a holding on Huron.
And don't just ignore your scoreboard that says 1st and 35. It is not 1st and 35. It is, in fact, well, now, as we'll back up, you should be 1st and extra distance here.
Hey, I thought down and distance was subjective.
81 on the offense. 10-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
So 1st and 20 for the Huron Tigers. All right, they fixed it, Josh. I looked up and I was like, wait a second.
1st and 20, though, on the holding penalty. I think it was Logan Leyendecker there on the hold for Huron.
Ball on the 25. Caudell with the carry goes up the middle, and all night we will be giving tackle credits to multiple Yankton Bucks. Bryce Krall, Donald Rounds in on the tackle, and Matthew Sheldon as well. One thing I've noticed so far, Josh, in all season actually, is that there very rarely is just a single tackler on every play for Yankton. There's multiple red helmets going to the ball.
Yeah, and that's something defensive coordinator Justin Olson has talked about, and you can see him smile when we got a chance to ask him that a couple weeks ago up in Aberdeen. That's really a point of focus for this defense.
2nd and 16 for Huron. McNeil rolls to his right. He's looking to pass downfield. Ball is not brought in by Modine. That would have been a really nice catch at about the Huron 40-yard line, but he had stepped out of bounds or maybe even bobbled it. And so now it is 3rd and 16 for the Tigers. Ball on the 29-yard line.
Yeah, and Bryce, I think a Huron receiver got his hands on that and tipped it, and it kind of threw off the pass. I think that was who he was intended for originally, but I think another receiver there for Huron might have tried to get his hands on the ball, tipped it, and that kind of threw the whole play off.
Oh, very interesting. Huron breaks their huddle. It's McNeil and Caudell. 2 receivers right, 2 left. The 3rd and 16. Back to pass. McNeil to the middle of the field. Ball is almost intercepted by Matthew Sheldon. He wanted that one, Josh.
Yeah, he did. And that ball went right to him. And credit to Tyson Prouty on that play. He got in the face of McNeil, created some pressure, and led to the errant pass. Either way, though, this Yankton defense gets off the field. They didn't get the turnover like they did last week a bunch of times, but still able to get off the field here on defense and possibly get the ball back to the offense.
Yeah, right through Matthew Sheldon's hands, and now it is the punt crew out. Cohen Zarbach back to receive that punt at the Yankton 40. Almost a blocked kick there, and call for a fair catch as Cohen Zarbach does so at the Yankton 42. And that is where Yankton will have their first offensive drive of the season. First half of the year, Josh, Yankton really struggled in the first quarter to get points on the board. They really changed that in the latter half.
Yeah, and for me, it started with that Pier game. You know, they get the big turnover. They go out and get a play on a touchdown. It really changed there, I think, and now they have a chance to continue that success here in the playoffs.
Evan Sirk, the single back, and then Matthew Sheldon, the blocking back. Kamshoff back to pass, down to the right side. The ball is brought in by Carson Ness. The surefire hands into Huron territory. Send that man the ball. He's going to bring it in.
Yeah, and those two, Ness and Kamshoff, have developed some good chemistry. Shout out the offensive line on that play. Clean pocket. Gave Kamshoff plenty of time to throw. He gets a big play there on the first play of the game for the
ball
offense.
On the Huron 21-yard line. Sorry, Josh. And now Kamshoff back in the shotgun, trips receivers left side. And with the handoff, Evan Sirk goes to the left side, cuts to the middle, about an 8-yard gain on the play for the running back, Evan Sirk.
And that's something Yankton's going to want to get going tonight. They didn't run the ball overall real well last week. I think Coach Smith would tell you that's something they want to get going this week.
Evan Sirk in motion in the backfield. Kamshoff rolls to his left and throws the ball away to live another day. You saw something on that, Josh.
Yeah, I think he had Sirk out in the flat kind of open there, but I don't think Kamshoff was ever really looking that way. Then some pressure got in his face, but looked to me like initially Sirk might have been open there coming out of the backfield. And the down marker does say 4th down. I believe this is actually 3rd down, though.
What is happening to the scoreboard? You see this?
Yes, I do see this. It looks like it's 5th down, 60 yards to go, ball on the 60L yard line.
And now Kamshoff rolls to his left side and incomplete. Bear with us on the scoreboard. It's connected to the stadiums here, and it looks like they're having some kind of thing here. I don't know what that says.
Yeah, it is 4th down and about 2 here, though, for Yankton after the incomplete pass. And it looks like Yankton is going to line up to go for it here, Bryce, on this first drive.
Trips receivers right side, one receiver to the left. Evan Sirk in the backfield with Lucas Kamshoff. Takes the snap. Kamshoff will keep it himself, go up the middle, and I don't think he got there, Josh. The ball is loose as well. Was he down? I don't think it would matter anyway. It'd be turnover on downs. Huron football, but we'll see if they do credit Huron with the fumble recovery.
Yeah, nice job there by the Huron defense. Kamshoff's got to look out. I think he had Sirk on that pitch option. But either way, nice stop by the Huron defense. Get a good response after giving up a big play on that first pass from Kamshoff to Ness. Now they get the ball back to their offense.
And so now it's Colton McNeil and the Huron offense taking over on their own 16-yard line. It's a handoff to Caudell. Caudell to the right side, goes up the middle, and is brought down by Bryce Krall. And Bryce Krall just kind of absorbed that hit, but still got the tackle.
Yeah, and he has a nose for the football. He filled in for Shaler Platt once that injury happened, and he's done a real nice job. Got a pick 6 last week. Had a couple nice tackles early in this one.
2nd and 3 for the Huron Tigers. And now Caudell keeps the ball, goes up the middle, and is brought down. About a 1-yard gain for the Tigers.
No gain on the play.
Or no gain on the play.
Yeah, it looked like Matthew Sheldon was in there on the tackle on that one. Nice play there by the junior linebacker, making a play now. 3rd and short here for the Tigers.
All right, 3rd and short. Colton McNeil. We saw a lot of Caudell get the carries at Huron last week. Looks like another formula here tonight, and for good reason. As he goes to the middle, goes to the right side, has a big game, but the ball is loose, and it is going to be Yankton football. Yankton able to hop on the ball. I don't even know who got the recovery. Wait for the official announcement. Caudell coughs up the football. Yankton takes advantage.
Nice job by the Yankton defense there. Multiple red jerseys around the football. I didn't see who knocked it out initially. It looks like it was Tucker Gilmore that recovered that on that one, the safety here for the Bucks.
We shall find out here. And now Lucas Kamshoff has the ball in Huron territory. Pass to the middle. Tucker Gilmore brings it in at the 26-yard line. It's going to be 2nd and 1 for Yankton.
Kamshoff had some zip on that ball. There was a linebacker right on Gilmore, and Gilmore was still able to come with that one. Nice ball, nice catch.
2 receivers right, 1 left. Kamshoff, hand off of the middle to Matthew Sheldon, and Sheldon falls forward after contact and should maybe have enough for a first down. Nope, they're going to say 3rd down for the Bucks.
Yeah, I think about a half-yard short here, Bryce. And Yankton, you got to assume, have a couple plays here to try to get this first down.
And Connor Slaba in motion, far to near side. Hand off up the middle. Sirk has the first down, and then some is brought down at the 19-yard line. They move the chains.
Yeah, nice run there by Sirk. Needed 1, got about 6 on that play. Nice job, fresh set of downs.
Hand off to Sirk now as he goes to the right side and is brought down at about the 15. So nice little gain there for Evan Sirk.
Yeah, and that's something that Coach Muth has talked about. First down is really the money down for Yankton. They want to get about 4 or 5 yards on that first down.
And now Kamshoff. Back to pass to the back pylon. Ball is not brought in by Austin Goebel. And I believe he had his hands on it in that back far pylon area.
Yeah, and that was a tough throw to make for Kamshoff. There was some pressure in his face, and he was falling back on that one. Impressive enough just to get it in the area to give Goebel a shot.
And now Lucas Kamshoff takes the snap. Passes out to the right side. Ball is brought in by Cohen Zarbach. Dives toward the pylon. That's a Yankton Bucks touchdown. You can count it. Yankton strikes first here in the quarterfinal round.
Yeah, how about Lucas Kamshoff and Cohen Zarbach on that play? Kamshoff's got pressure in his face coming off the right side. Kamshoff puts it on the left shoulder on a back fade there, and Zarbach's able to come down with it for a touchdown. Perfect ball on that one. Yankton gets the first score of this game.
So Trujillo to kick the extra point. Low snap, but brings it up and sends it through the uprights. 7-0. Yankton leads on that scoring drive, brought to you by Core Trust Bank. Core Trust is doubling down on Bucks points, which means for every 1 point Yankton scores, Core Trust Bank's $2 to the Yankton Booster Club. So the scoring drive results in $14 being donated. They scored while in the Midwest Insurance Agency Red Zone. See Travis and Whitney Devine at Midwest Insurance for your farm, home, and auto insurance needs. Call today to set up an appointment. And I forgot to mention it earlier, Josh, the opening drive brought to you by Triple Time Rudy's. No matter what you drive, fuel up at Triple Time Rudy's, located at 1606 Broadway Avenue in Yankton. And we'll keep it right here. Yankton Bucks football. Yankton leading here on 7-0. 5:47 to go here in the first quarter. And again, if there's any scoreboard issues on our live stream tonight on KYNTV, I apologize. I think that there is scoreboard malfunctions happening here at Crane as well. That's where we're getting our feed from.
We are doing this the old-fashioned way tonight. You need down distance. We're gonna have
just like here on last week.
Yes, just like here on last week. A little bit of a glitch. Hopefully that'll get figured out. It is what it is, but that Yankton Buck offense was a nice response. After getting stuffed on 4th down on the first drive of the game, they respond, get a touchdown off the turnover there. Nice job.
The reason I brought that up, Josh, is if the live stream says 1st and 89, don't believe it.
I would love to see a 1st and 89, though. Not just in this game, but just in general, just to see what it looks like.
And the kickoff to Huron is returned at the 5. Now to the middle of the field and brought down at the 22-yard line. That's where Huron will take over offensively.
Yeah, decent field position here. Nice little kick return. Huron now, they got something going on that last drive, just had that fumble, and obviously that's costly. It's something that cost them last week, 4 turnovers. They're going to want to try to keep their hands on the ball as much as they can.
And so now Huron breaks the huddle. And Colton McNeil to pass to the left side, and is deflected by Yankton. Incomplete. Brings up 2nd and 10.
Yeah, it looks like it was the edge rusher, Edley Amaro, who got his hands on that one. Nice play, and he's had a couple nice plays in this game, in the run game, and then on that bubble screen there. Made his presence felt so far.
And so Huron back to their huddle, getting some substitutions on the field. Second and 10 for the Huron Tigers. Hand off to the right side. Caudell shakes a tackle. Can't shake the second one. It's a battle out there. And with the tackle, the best name in the game, Bryce Crawl. Him and Caudell just had a wrestling match out on the field.
Yeah, and if on that play, Gilmore got there first, wasn't able to make the tackle, but as soon as he wasn't able to make the tackle, Bryce Crawl right there in the mix, getting the tackle. Now 3rd and about 8 here for Huron on this one.
And so the call comes in from the sideline. About 3rd and 7 for the Huron Tigers. McNeil with the snap. Rolls to his left. Looks downfield. Ball thrown away. Brings up 4th down. Nice job defensively for Yankton, bringing pressure, but also that secondary staying with their men.
Yeah, and as good as both units are, they really complement each other on defense here for Yankton. It's complementary football. I mean, when the secondary needs to pick up, the defensive line's there. When the defensive line needs to pick up, the secondary can have a nice play as well. It's really impressive how well this defense works together.
So the punt crew is out for the Tigers. And with punting duty is Colby Hofer. And a very high punt will stay in Huron territory. And will die at the Huron 45-yard line. That's where Yankton will take over, looking to strike again, Josh.
Yeah, looking to strike again. That was a really nice drive from Lucas Kampshoff. Had a nice ball to Cohen Zarbach for the touchdown on that last drive. Looking to add to their lead here on drive number 3.
And so now Lucas Kampshoff and company, 2 receivers right, 1 left. Kampshoff claps his hands. He's looking to pass. He's looking downfield to his left. Pass to Carson Ness is intercepted by Huron. And to the Huron 41-yard line on the interception, C.J. Gainey. That's his 3rd of the season.
Yeah, nice job by Gainey there. He baited Kampshoff on that one. He thought he had Ness open, but Gainey jumped the route there and got the ball back for Huron. Nice job.
And was it last week? Did Lucas Kampshoff have 2 interceptions last week?
That was against Aberdeen.
Aberdeen, okay. They're all starting to blend together. You blame me.
I cannot.
But an 8-1 season, very impressive for the Yankton Bucks. Colton McNeil now, handoff to Caudell, goes to the left side, and Matthew Sheldon able to wrap him up and swing him down to the turf. And that is at the 43 or 44-yard line.
Yeah, nice tackle there by the junior linebacker. Looked like Caudell was going to be able to find a hole on that one, but Sheldon swallowed that one up.
2nd and 7 for the Tigers. 3:58 to go here in the first quarter of action. Colton McNeil. 2 down linemen for Yankton, 2 edge rushers standing. Caudell goes to the right side, up the middle on top of the big red Y, almost to midfield at the Huron 49-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 2 for the Tigers. First quarter action brought to you by First Dakota National Bank. First Dakota has proudly supported the dreams and banking needs of its customers for 150 years, offering personal, business, and ag banking solutions for every stage of your journey, plus a friendly team of professional bankers ready to put you first. And now Colton McNeil has the 1 single back set again. 2 receivers right, 1 left. The quarterback keeper goes up the middle and may have enough for a first down. Yes, they do. They move the chains for the Tigers into Yankton territory at the Yankton 48-yard line.
Yeah, got just enough on that one, kept the drive alive. I thought for a second there Prouty was going to be able to get him in the backfield, but McNeil got just enough here, kept the drive alive.
First quarter also brought to you by the UPS Store, offering packing and shipping, plus printing services, mailboxes, and direct mail services, helping small businesses reach their goals in Yankton across from Walmart. And right side handoff to Caudell. He gets to the Yankton 45 and is slowed down there. Gain of about 3 on the play.
Like you said, gain of about 3 here, 2nd and 7 now. Kind of chipping away body jabs, you want to call them here in boxing terminology, but little runs here and there for Huron, and they're hoping to break a big one eventually.
Boxing references are always welcome.
I like it.
Especially after you dressed like Rocky earlier this week.
I did.
All right, 2nd and 7 now for the Tigers. McNeil, miscommunication there as he went up to his left side. Ball is slowed down right at the line of scrimmage. Maybe they're going to give him about a 2-yard forward progress. And what did you see there, Josh? Because McNeil went up to his left side for the handoff, and it was Caudell going to the right.
Yeah, a little bit of miscommunication, and it looks like at that point they were just trying to avoid Edley Amaro, who had gotten to the backfield. And as they go up the middle with that one, they are met by big number 5, Matthew Sheldon.
3rd and 5 now for the Tigers. Ball just to the left of the right hash marks. McNeil, shotgun. Handoff Caudell up the middle and slowed down right at the line of scrimmage, maybe even just behind the line. A loss of a yard on the play. Bryce Kroll and Matthew Sheldon blow that play up.
Yeah, and how about those Bucks linebackers? They are so vital to this, what this Yankton defense likes to do. And they flew to the football there, both of them, and got the play. Now it's going to be interesting to see, does Huron punt this away? Do they decide to go for it? They are on the Yankton side of the field.
Yeah, kind of a gray area. You could see a punt in the situation, but they're going to keep their offense out on the field on 4th and 6. McNeil back to pass. Rush from Amaro. He steps up in the pocket. Pass out to the right side is brought in by Gavin Moding, and it was actually Matthew Sheldon, I believe, that got a hand on that ball in the air, but kind of tipped it to Moding. And that's a first down for Huron, getting deeper into Yankton territory.
Yeah, and I know Huron got the first down on that, but I think the tip might have still helped because Moding was wide open, Bryce. And I think I don't know if he would have scored, but he would have gotten a lot further down the field than he did.
Yeah, kind of a lot of real estate behind him. And we're at 30 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Ball on the right hash marks. 2 receivers set, 1 to each side. McNeil, quarterback keeper. Tries to go off the right guard as Tucker Gilmore makes first contact. Then bringing him down is Matthew Sheldon to clean things up. And that is a gain of about a yard on the play.
Yeah, and almost every play for this Yankton defense, if you're an opposing offensive player, you're going to get not 1 hit, but 2 at least. It's so impressive to watch this team fly the football.
That is the end of the first quarter. Yankton leads 7-0. And is your quarter break brought to you by Alani New Energy Drinks. Wellness should feel good and taste good, which is why Alani New Energy Drinks should be part of your daily routine. Increase physical performance and boost focus. With just 10 calories, no sugar or gluten, Alani New Energy Drinks are a healthy way to fuel your fun. And again, on the financial advisor, Colby Cook to Edward Jones scoreboards, Yankton 7, Huron nothing. To win in sports, you have to adapt your strategy as the game changes. The same is true of investments. Colby Cookta, your Edward Jones financial advisor, can review your game plan. Call 605-665-4567 today. Edward Jones, member SIPC. Back in 30 seconds, Yankton Bucks football, KYNT, KYNTV.
When you need to be sure, make it Sureco. For over 40 years, Sureco has been revolutionizing the tarping industry. From the original Sherlock side-to-side roll tarp to the 4500 series electric tarp to the ProTrap electric hoppers, Sureco has been exceeding the needs of farms and fleets across the U.S. and beyond. When only the best will do, give us a call at 1-800-474-8756 or find us online at Sureco.com. Make it Sureco.
And welcome back to Crane-Youngworth Field right as we rejoin the action. It's an incomplete pass to the end zone for Huron. And the intended target for Huron was C.J. Gainey. And a little more close than you'd like to see, Josh.
Yeah, had just about a half a step on Goebel. Goebel still did a good job of recovering there. But that's what you want on those. You want those one-on-one balls if you're going to take the deep shot.
Huron now moving right to left on your screen or listening device. Yankton defending left to right. It is 3rd and 9 for the Tigers.
And you got to assume this is 2 plays here. I mean, Huron already went for it on this drive. Got to assume they would again unless they go backwards.
Trips receiver is right. McNeil. Handoff up the middle. And the carrier gets to the 30-yard line. And that is Landon Holst on the carry.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be about 4th and 5 here now for the Tigers. Got to expect them to go for it on about the 30-yard line.
As you said, if they went for it when they were on the 40, they're definitely going to go for it now. So offense remains on the field as Colton McNeil goes to the sideline to get his call. And the huddle breaks. Here we go. Another 4th down for the Huron Tigers. Yankton pinning their ears back. McNeil rolls to the right, looking to pass. And pass is incomplete, hits the turf. And intended target, Logan Leindecker. And so Yankton, a turnover on downs. Yankton's offense comes onto the field.
Yeah, good stand by the Yankton defense. Looks like Leindecker was a little bit open there. I couldn't tell if the ball was underthrown or if he just dropped it. But either way, the Yankton defense gets off the field.
Trips receiver is right, 1 left. Kamshoff with the ball on Yankton's own 30. Rolls to the right side. And he had Peyton Peterson open. Now he sees him a little late, and Peyton Peterson is blown up on the sideline. Incomplete pass. He's okay. Gets back out onto the field. But Kamshoff saw him early on, Josh, but he had 2 different Huron Tigers in his face. Couldn't quite get the throw off.
Yeah, and that's tough there. Pressure got in his face. Lucas has got to slow down just a little bit here. He's thrown some balls that have been in harm's way early on. Going to be interesting to see how he responds.
2nd and 10. Yankton more of a bunch set and kind of a shovel pass up to Connor Slaba. Goes to the right side. We have a flag out in the backfield. Is brought down to the turf at the 40-yard line. I think it's going to be holding against Yankton, so this ball will be brought back.
Yeah, it's going to be holding against Yankton. If this is where I think it is, there were 2 Huron players that looked like they had actually ran into each other. I don't know if that's where it's going to be on that play, but I don't know.
On the offense, 10-yard penalty. Repeat, second down.
So holding going on Yankton to be 2nd and 20 now for the Yankton Bucks. Ball now on the 20-yard line. Trips receivers right, one left. Lucas Kamshoff, Evan Sirk in the backfield. Sirk to Kamshoff's immediate right. Looking to pass Kamshoff, left side. Carson Ness brings it in and dives forward out of bounds at the 37-yard line, just a few yards short of the first down.
Yeah, how about Carson Ness on this play? On the back half of the season, he's really become a dependable target for Kamshoff. Gets it there on that fade for a nice gain and right back on schedule.
3rd and 2 for Yankton. Now we're back on track as Austin Goebel's in motion far to near side. Handoff, Sirk up the middle, and he's brought down right behind the line of scrimmage. Loss of a yard, bring up 4th and 3 for the Yankton Bucks.
Yeah, and Kamshoff's staying on the field here, Bryce, and I don't know if this is necessarily the right call. I don't know if I'd have the guts to make this call, but credit to Coach Muth. I don't know, maybe he's just trying to get him a jump, but if he goes for this is gutsy.
And 4 receivers left side, 1 right. Empty backfield for Kamshoff. Well, now Matthew Sheldon joins him. And Kamshoff now backs out. Audible. And it's a drop punt for Lucas Kamshoff. He sends it to the 30. Takes a small Huron bounce. And Tucker Gilmore will hit it at the 34-yard line. The Huron territory, really preventing a return for Huron. Very sneaky there for the Yankton offense.
Yeah, nice pooch punt there. Got it about 30 or so yards on that one.
And so Huron will take over on their own 35-yard line. Still Yankton 7, Huron nothing. 9:42 to go in the second quarter. And Colton McNeil. Tell me what Brayden said later. Because I know you're texting Brayden. It's hilarious. And ball on the Huron 35. Colton McNeil has 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. And he has Caudell in the backfield. Back to pass McNeil. Steps up in the pocket, decides that's not a good idea. Rolls to his right now, throws the ball away to the Huron bench. 2nd and 10 for the Tigers.
Yeah, nice job by Prouty there. This Yankton edge rush has been able to get some pressure. They haven't gotten the sack they're looking for yet, but they have gotten some pressure and forced an incompletion right there.
And so it is Donald Rounds getting a defensive call from the Yankton sideline. 9:35 to go, second quarter. 2nd and 10 for Huron. Ball on their own 35-yard line. McNeil, handoff. Caudell up the middle. Gain of 2 on the play. Should bring up 3rd and 8 for the Tigers.
Yeah, and Bryce, this Yankton defense has been as advertised once again this week. They have been playing really well. Bryce Krall's running out here. Shaler Platt coming into the game here on defense for Yankton here on this 3rd down.
The return of Big Diesel for the Yankton Bucks. Bryce Krall checks out. Shaler Platt checks in at linebacker with Matthew Sheldon. You love to see it, Josh.
Yeah, I love to see it. He was so key to this team early in the season on both sides of the ball, getting to play here in the playoffs.
Timeout Huron. We'll take one as well. Timeout's brought to you by Hedro, one of Yankton's biggest and best employers. When you're ready for a break and looking for a new career direction, visit jobs.hedro.com. Back in 30 seconds, Yankton Bucks football, KYNT, KYNTV.
With life insurance, Rhonda Westland with State Farm's got you and your passions. You would do anything to protect your family and ensure that they have a bright future. But have you considered how your loved ones would continue on financially if you were no longer here? Life insurance is a simple and affordable way to answer that question. It allows you to say to your loved ones, I've got you, and mean it. For more information, visit Rhonda Westland with State Farm at 1023 West 9th Street in Yankton.
And welcome back to Crane-Youngworth Field, Yankton Bucks football. It is Huron with the football on 3rd and 8 on their own 37-yard line. Thanks for joining us here on KYNT and KYNTV. I'm Bryce Ladwig alongside Josh Boelter with Yankton leading here on 7-0. And McNeil takes the snap, Passes out to the right side. Austin Goebel on the defensive end and will be called for pass interference. And that pass interference is called at the 33-yard line. And that flag came out right away, Josh.
Yeah, right away on that one. It was close contact. I wasn't sure if that was a 50-50 ball or both guys were just going for it or what. But looks like they're going to get Goebel for the flag.
So wait on the official call. Here it is.
Defense number 1. 15-yard penalty and a first down.
So 15-yard penalty, first down for Huron. And so the ball now is moved to the Yankton 48-yard line. So McNeil gets the offense ready. Hand off to Caudell going up the middle. Actually, I think that might be a different carrier here.
Either way, about a gain of 4 or 5 on the play, and that was
Landon Holst.
Looks like, yeah, like you said, Landon Holston on that one. Got about a gain of 5 on that one. Now setting up a 3rd and 5 here for Huron.
8:40 to go here in the first half. And Huron hasn't scored yet, but they have moved the chains quite consistently, Josh, here early on in the game. So McNeil in the shotgun. Pass to the right side is brought in by C.J. Gainey right at the sticks. Lunges for it, has the first down. And as I said that, Josh, they move the chains again.
Yeah, and that's something. They've gotten a couple first downs on a few of these drives. Really moving the ball a little bit here so far. I mean, they haven't resulted in any points, and this Yankton defense has done a good job of tightening it up once it gets to about the 35 or so. But there's been a couple drives where they've been able to get some first downs.
Some mist in the air here tonight. A cold Thursday at night. Huron looking to get on the board against Yankton. 1st and 10, ball in the Yankton 35. Handoff Caudell. We have a flag coming in on the near side of the field. The rush is slowed down at the 32 after about a 3-yard gain. We'll see what the call is.
Yeah, I think you're going to get a hold here on the Tigers.
Brought down by number 4, Tucker Gilmore. Penalty flag on the play. Illegal shift. 2 men did not get set. 5-yard penalty.
So a legal shift going on here on 5-yard penalty remains first down.
First and about 15 now, like you said here. That's nice for the Yankton defense. You get an extra 5 yards to play with.
And so now Colton McNeil back and forth to the sideline with Coach Drew Strand. Like Austin Goebel in motion all game, Colton McNeil gets his cardio in. Back and forth to the sideline, Josh. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. McNeil, quarterback keeper off the right tackle. Edley Amaro there to stop him after about a 2-yard gain. Edley Amaro is shutting down the edge.
Yeah, nice job there by Amaro, and he's done really well in the run game on defense here, having some nice stops early on. I say early on, it feels like time is actually kind of flying here in this first half.
Well, now that you said it.
Yeah.
It's going to be the longest game ever, Josh.
Now that I've said it, it's possible.
So 2nd and 13. And Colton McNeil gets the football, looking to pass to the center of the field. Pass is brought in. And I believe that was Hayden Scherson, the senior, with the first down.
Yeah, nice ball up the middle of the defense there to Scherson. First down inside the 20 now here for Huron.
It was actually Colby Hofer on the reception. And it's in the red zone now for a Huron ball on the Yankton 18-yard line. Fresh set of downs. Now Huron has something cooking here. Yankton getting their backs a little bit closer to their own end zone. McNeil, handoff, Caudell up the middle, big gap, gets to the 5-yard line, is slowed down, make it the 6, and that is enough for another first down. It'll now be 1st and goal for Huron at the 6-yard line.
Explosive run there on now, and now all of a sudden, like you said, 1st and goal inside about the 6 or so.
And McNeil claps his hands, handoff, Caudell to the right side of the right guard. And he gets about a yard gain, 2nd and goal at the 5.
Yeah, like you said, second goal at about the 5. Nice job there by the Yankton run defense responding after giving up a first down. They're going to try to hold here.
Matthew Sheldon, Bryce Krall on the tackle. And as you mentioned before, Josh, this Yankton run defense has been so prolific all season long, but this is where it matters the most. Not only playoffs, but your backs are quite literally to your own end zone. Your secondary standing in the Yankton red. What can you do to slow down this Tiger offense? McNeil, the shotgun. 2 pass, right side ball is tipped at the line, and that was, I believe Bryce Krall got a hand on it.
Nice job by the Yankton.
Oh, Tyson Prouty, sorry.
Yeah, Tyson Prouty on that one, getting the deflection on that. And Yankton's done that a couple times in this game. You saw Amaro with one earlier on a bubble screen. Prouty able to get his hands on it there.
Good thing I have my binocular, Josh. I see you laughing when I get it out. And McNeil. Handoff Caudell off the right tackle near the goal line is slowed down by Yankton. A host of Yankton Bucks there to stop him. Donald Rounds the main tackler. And the ball is at the 2-yard line.
Yeah, nice job by Rounds there. He plays that almost nickel safety hybrid where he can crash down on the run game and also cover in the pass. He's been doing a good job. You've seen that role really at all levels of football become more prominent, and he's been doing a nice job at that spot all year and has a nice one there.
The ball's actually at the 3-yard line, so it's 4th and goal at the 3. Here we go. Huron going for the score. McNeil, shotgun. Pass to the center and broken up by Yankton. Turnover on downs. Yankton holds them right at the line. The buck stops here at Crane-Youngworth Field. Yankton's offense comes out to take over.
Nice job there by Matthew Sheldon. Gets the pass deflection and completes the goal line stand. This Yankton defense playing well all year. Comes up with another stop right there.
And so Lucas Kamshoff standing in his own end zone now. Only one safety against Yankton this season. That was in Aberdeen. And Kamshoff now rolls to his right under some pressure. Pass to Gilmore at the 10. Cuts the middle of the field. Has some room. Gets the Yankton 30 to the 35. And is brought down at the Yankton 38-yard line. A big gain for Yankton. 36 yards, actually. And that'll move the chains for the Bucks.
Yeah, Gilmore was wide open on a hitch route, and he has a big play or big run after the catch. And that's nice for Yankton. Get out of their own end zone.
Timeout. Tigers.
And so Huron takes their second timeout, and we'll step aside as well. Timeout's brought to you by Hedro in Yankton, one of Yankton's biggest and best employers. When you're ready for a break and looking for a new career direction, visit jobs.hedro.com. Back in 1 minute here at Crane-Youngworth Field, Yankton Bucks football, KYNT, KYNTV.
Have aches and pains taken you out of your game? At First Chiropractic Centers, we have been helping people get back into their game for nearly 40 years. Whether your game is sports related, or it looks more like gardening, household chores, exercising, or just daily life, if your pain is preventing you from enjoying or participating in your chosen activity, we can help. With offices in Yankton, Scotland, Hardington, Tyndall, and Wagner. First Chiropractic Centers, making life better, one adjustment at a time.
Larry's is more than heating and cooling. This is Miles. Let's start with fireplaces. Our showroom in Yankton is the largest and has many different styles of gas fireplaces. Next is duct cleaning. You'll be amazed at how much dust and dirt we pull out of your ducts. That leads into indoor air quality. With high-tech UV lighting, your indoor air will be the cleanest it can be. Or with a humidifier, we can control your entire home's humidity. While we're the best around for heating and cooling, we're pretty great at some other things too. Larry's Heating and Cooling, Yankton and Vermilion.
Second and 9 for the Yankton Bucks. Evan Sirk had a carry on first down for about a yard, Josh. Now we're going to have a false start going on Yankton. And so this will back up the chains.
Yeah, it looks like Wavernick jumped a little bit on that one. Going to set Yankton back, like you said. However, though, they got a shot here. Keep in mind, this drive did start about the 3-yard line. They got a big completion to Gilmore before the timeout. Looking for maybe another explosive play here on second.
3:50 to go in the second quarter. Yankton 7, Huron nothing. Kamshoff, quarterback keeper, goes to the middle of the field. and is brought down behind the lines. It's a loss of a yard for Yankton. Nice job by Huron getting into the backfield.
Yeah, and they're reacting well to that pitch option there, doing enough to either take away that option or do just enough to make Kamshoff think about it and slow the play down.
3 receivers left, 1 right. Kamshoff on 3rd and 15. Back to pass. And here on blitzes, pass out to Carson Ness, and it was between 2 guys, Gavin Modi or Carson Ness, incomplete pass at the Huron 38-yard line. For a second, I thought it was a completion, Josh. Then I thought it was an interception. Turns out, incomplete pass.
Yeah, the answer was C, none of the above.
None of the above.
Yeah, I thought for a second there it was going to be a catch, like you said, then the interception. But either way, nice coverage there for Huron. And this defense has really stepped up tonight. They had kind of a bad week last week, and they've done a good job in response to last week.
Josue Trujillo out for the punt. He'll receive this snap at the Yankton 18. It's a good snap. And a line drive punt takes a Yankton bounce to the Huron 35, 34, down to the 31-yard line. That is where Huron will take over in their own territory. 2:58 to go in the first half. It's Yankton 7, Huron nothing.
Yeah, nice punt there from Trujillo. It looked like it was maybe only going to go about 15, 20 yards from where the line of scrimmage was, but he was able to get a nice roll on it and back Huron up just a little bit.
And so Huron out. Again, Colt McNeil making the jog. Yankton defense, a big stop at their own goal line. The last offensive drive for the Tigers. And McNeil, handoff, Caudell. Yankton trying to strip the ball from him, but he's able to get to the 37-yard line. A 6-yard gain on the play.
Yeah, and Caudell's a guy who had a really nice first half last week and then sat out the second half, had a little bit of an injury there in the first half. And he is key to what this offense wants to do, even though they're more of a passing team. If you don't have any ground threat, it's hard to throw the ball.
2nd and 4 for the Tigers. Hand off Caudell, right side. Now cuts back to the left. He has some room. He's to midfield and cuts to the right now. More room. What a run by Ashton Caudell into Yankton territory. And eventually slowed down to the Yankton 43 about 3 different times. I thought he was going to come down, Josh.
Yeah, a nice run there. I mean, he kept cutting up the field, multiple cuts on that play, and had a nice run.
Shaler Flatt comes in. Bryce Krull checks out. So return number 2 on the field for Big Diesel. McNeil back to pass. Pass to the center of the field and incomplete. Mason Jurgensen had the intended target and just led him about a yard too far to the middle of the field, Josh.
Yeah, and that's one where it looked like McNeil had Jurgensen, like you said, just a little bit too far on that one, just out of reach. Otherwise, that would have been a big gain.
Huron breaks their huddle. McNeil takes a snap. Off to the right side is eventually brought down. That is at the Yankton 41-yard line. So at least a few yards on the play. Bring up 3rd down and 8 for the Tigers.
Yeah, 3rd down here. Going to be interesting to see what Huron calls up. Maybe expect some kind of shot play. They've been going for those a couple times here, testing this Yankton secondary.
McNeil, handoff up the middle, and so down to the Yankton 39, gain of 3 on the play. Should be about 4th and 6. 4th and 5, 4th and 6.
Yeah, and Bryce, if you run it on 4th down on the opposing side, that odds are you're going for it here or run it on 3rd down on the opposing side. Odds are you're going for it on 4th. And we've seen Huron be aggressive so far here. As the clock is running, 16 seconds left. I wouldn't be surprised if they snap this or maybe take a delay of game and decide to punt it.
50 seconds on the game clock as well. 4th and 6, Huron. And we have a timeout taken by the Tigers. We're going to keep it right here. The timeouts are brought to you by Hedro in Yankton, one of Yankton's biggest and best employers. When it's time for a new job, maybe a new career direction, visit jobs www.hydro.com. It is Yankton 7, Huron nothing. 42 seconds to go in the first half. Josh, kind of a slow burner so far here tonight in the first round of the 11AA playoffs.
Yeah, watching some Big Ten West football, it feels like out here. Defensive matchup in this one, and it's going to be interesting to see what Huron decides to do here on fourth down. If it were me, I would punt the ball here. Your defense has been playing well. Yankton gets the ball first to start the second half. No need to give them short field with a chance to try to add some points before halftime. I think the safe choice here is just punt the ball and pin Yankton deep. But it'll be interesting to see what the Tigers and head coach Drew Strand come up with here on fourth if they decide to go for it.
And so Huron breaks their huddle. Here comes Yankton's defense. Has really been asked to do a lot so far in this game. They have been up to the task. Loving the on-field music here tonight. All right, here we go. 4th and 6. McNeil sends Moding in motion. 10 seconds on the game clock. They're just trying to get Yankton to jump. 4 seconds. 2, 1, and they will take the delay of a game, and they'll back them up, and I would assume now the punt crew will be coming out for Huron.
Yeah, and I guess they're just trying to get him to jump there, but even then at that point, you might as well have just done that before you took the timeout. But either way, I do like the call from Coach Drew Strand to just not risk anything here. You punt the ball, your defense is playing well. No need to give Yankton any momentum going into halftime.
It's only 7-0 lead for the Yankton Bucks. So Huron playing a little more safe, and
it looks like Yankton's going to decline the penalty here, force them that. And this makes sense to me. I don't understand why more teams don't do this. Then you don't give them those yards. You can decline the penalty and make them punt from the exact same spot.
And the punt is back. Line drive. Back to return. Tucker Gilmore hits the end zone. It'll be a touchback. And Yankton will take over on their own 20.
And I thought for a second there Platt got his hands on that one. I heard a loud clap on the field, and I thought that was a hand hitting the ball. When I was standing up, I thought Platt had blocked it.
You were getting very excited. I was wondering. I was like, oh, all right. So 37 seconds to go in the first half. And Yankton will receive the ball to begin the second half. So you don't want to be too risky, but maybe you take a couple shots down in the middle of the field here so you can get to at least field goal range. Connor Slaba in motion. Kamshoff back to pass. Nice protection by this offensive line. Kamshoff now rolls out. Pass to Tucker Gilmore. Almost intercepted by Huron. And that was either Hofer or C.J. Gainey on the almost interception. I think it was C.J. Gainey. Very close.
Yeah, and Gainey's been doing a nice job in this game, jumping a couple routes. He had a pick earlier. Almost got another one there right before the end of the half.
Empty backfield for Lucas Kamshoff. 30 seconds exactly here to go in the first half. Huron blitzes, and now Kamshoff. Pass to Tucker Gilmore again, and again broken up, this time by Tyson Fitzer, the senior for the Tigers. It's now 3rd and 10 for the Bucks, 26 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, and if I'm Yankton, I'd consider running the clock out here. You don't want to risk a turnover, put Huron in good field. I don't believe Huron has any timeouts. I would just consider running it out here. You get the ball first to start the half.
And they are going to kneel this ball down from the looks of it, Josh. And that will end the first half. Yankton 7 and Huron nothing. Second quarter action was brought to you by FNBO, the Great Big Small Bank, as well as Yankton Medical Clinic. So much care, so close to home. And we have your halftime huddle right around the corner, brought to you by Avera, moving health forward. We'll have your out-of-town scoreboard, your stat recap, and your halftime key to victory, all coming up here on KYNT and KYNTV. This is Yankton Bucks football.
Wellness should feel good and taste good. That's why Alani Nu offers a range of delicious energy drinks to support your goals while bringing bright, bold flavors to your daily routine. Whether you want to hit your last rep, beat the competition, or simply balance your hormones, do it all with an Alani Nu energy drink in hand.
promising to increase physical performance and boost focus. With just 10 calories and no sugar or gluten, Alani Nu energy drinks are a healthy way to fuel your fun. Stock up today.
I'm Colby Kukta, one of your Yankton Edward Jones financial advisors. We're all about financial investments, but we also value the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, and mentors. That's why I'm a proud sponsor of the Yankton Bucks and Gazelles on KYNT. Call 605-665-4567 or visit edwardjones.com for all your investment needs. I'm Colby Kukta, financial advisor Edward Jones Yankton, member SIPC.
At Elwood Family Dental Care, we treat our patients like family.
We have an experienced and extremely caring dental team. We take the time to make sure you understand your oral health and answer any questions you have about your dental treatments. With an office located in the heart of Yankton at 1818 Broadway, we're centrally located for all patients in the area. Whether you need fillings, crowns, or bridges, just a teeth cleaning, or even Botox.
Contact Elwood Family Dental Care today.
The Interstate Series, presented by First Interstate Bank, is coming to Vermillion. The South Dakota Coyote football team takes on South Dakota State Saturday, October 28th at 1 o'clock in the Dakota Dome. Tickets are sold out, but you can catch all of the action on the Coyote Radio Network.
Fires backside. Jack Martins is open. He's got the catch of the 5. He leaps. He's in. Touchdown, South Dakota.
We are South Dakota.
Hey Yankton, are you a handy person? Are you looking to get down and dirty? With full-time benefits and great pay. This is Barrick from Hedro Maintenance. Come join our maintenance team, where every day is something new, from electrical all the way to hydraulics. We need your hands-on experience and mechanical knowledge. Where no day is like the next, Hedro Maintenance is waiting for you. At Hedro, you'll be part of a bigger story, a story shaped by you. Apply today at jobs.hedro.com. That's jobs.hedro.com. Search Yankton.
Medicare coverage is not a one-size-fits-all coverage. Do you like to travel? Are you wanting to spend your winters down south? Or just spend some time with your grandkids? Make sure you choose a plan that fits your needs and will travel with you. Visit Julie at Missouri River Associates to review your upcoming Medicare or your current needs. That's Julie at Missouri River Associates, 665-6885.
Attention homeowners, if you've been on the fence about selling, I'd love the opportunity to sit and visit with you. With low inventory, now would be a good time to call me, Deb Speck at Vision Real Estate. I'll provide you with a free market analysis and a no-pressure approach. Call me at 605-664-5555 to find out if now is the right time to make a move.
Exciting news, Yankton area. Amazon Delivery is hiring. Amazon Delivery is searching for drivers to deliver packages in the Yankton area. You must be 18 years or older with a valid driver's license and pass an Amazon background check. Work for a company with competitive pay, flexible scheduling, and job security. If you are interested in becoming an Amazon Delivery driver, please contact Yankton Computer at 605-664-2222 to find out more and to fill out an application today.
And welcome back to Crane-Youngworth Field. This is Bryce Ladwig alongside Josh Boelter and the Avera halftime huddle. We'll go ahead and get started with your out-of-town scoreboard. That's brought to you by financial advisor Upper Midwest Garage Door, specializing in the sales, installation, and service of residential and commercial garage doors and openers throughout eastern South Dakota. Upper Midwest Garage Door is your local authorized Clopay dealer. And actually, before we get to that, I do want to mention on the scoreboard is Yankton 7, Huron nothing on the financial advisor Colby Kukta Edward Jones scoreboard. To win in sports, you have to adapt your strategy as the game changes. The same is true of investments. Colby Kukta, your Edward Jones financial advisor, can review your game plan. Call 605-665-4567 today. Edward Jones, member SIPC. This Avera halftime huddle coming to you from the Fairfield Inn broadcast booth. Get great rates and easy changes at the Fairfield Inn and Suites by calling direct at 605-653-2250. Now we'll go to the out-of-town scoreboard With all the 9-man and 11B and 11A out-of-town scores, here is Trevin Ricklick.
And in your out-of-town scoreboard update, starting with 9B, we have Avon, number 1 seed, versus number 8 seed Hitchcock Tulare. That game starts at 7 o'clock. Then we have number 4 seed De Smet versus number 12 seed Gayville Volin. That game starts at 7 o'clock as well. And then the two matchups that have already started, Fulton area versus Kodak area. And that score is 14-0 for Fulton area with 2 minutes left in the first. And then we have number 3 seed Corsica Stickney against number 11 seed Potter County. And Potter County currently leading 16-14 with 5 minutes left in the third. Over in 9A bracket, Warner, versus Castlewood will start at 7 o'clock. Number 4 Canastota versus number 12 Gregory is underway. Canastota up 46-7 with 5 minutes left in the second. Number 2 seed Alchester Hudson versus number 7 seed D Brook area will start at 7 o'clock. And then number 3 seed Phillip against number 11 seed Chester area. 3 seed Phillip up 26-0 with under a minute left in the second. In 9AA, we have number 1 seed Parkston against number 9 seed Hanson. That game starts at 7. We have number 4 seed Hamlin versus number 5 seed Wall. That game is tied 0-0 with 11 minutes left in the second. We have number 2 seed Plate Geddes versus number 10 seed Freeman Marion Academy. That game starts at 7 o'clock. And then we have number 3 seed Howard versus number 6 seed Elkton Lake Benton. Currently Howard leading 14-8 at the end of the half. In 11B, we have Warner versus Aberdeen Roncalli. Warner leading 6-0 at the start of the third quarter. We have 4 seed Elk Point Jefferson versus 5 seed Tri-Valley. That game starts at 7. Then we have number 2 seed Dual versus number 10 seed Rapid City Christian. Rapid City Christian currently leading 7-0 over Dual at the end of the half. And then 2 seed Sioux Valley versus number 6 seed Hot Springs. That game starts at 7 as well. And finally, in your 11A bracket, we have Del Rapids, number 1 seed versus number 8 seed Madison, starting at 7. Number 4 seed Sioux Falls Christian versus number 5 seed Dakota Valley at 7. Number 2 seed West Central versus Chamberlain at 7. And number 3 seed versus number 6 seed Canton versus Lennox at 7 as well.
All right, thank you, Trevin. That's Trevin Ricklick with your out-of-town scoreboard. Now we'll look at, Josh, let's go into 11 AAA before we get into our own class here at 11 AA. Big game, Sioux Falls Lincoln, Rapid City Stevens at Howard Wood Field. We do not have an update on that one yet. But it is Brandon Valley and Sioux Falls Jefferson, the battle of 4 and 5. 2 minutes left in the first half. Brandon Valley leading Sioux Falls Jefferson 21-7. And number 2 Harrisburg is leading number 7 Sioux Falls Washington 28-0 at the end of the first half. And number 3 O'Gorman is leading number 6 Sioux Falls Roosevelt 28-6. That's 2 minutes left in the first half. In 11 AA, here we go, Josh. Just one other game to check on. So that is Watertown leading Aberdeen Central. Watertown the 4 seed, Aberdeen Central the 5 seed, 21-10. 1 minute left in the first half. And of course our score here, Yankton 7, Huron nothing, the battle of 2 and 7. And then the other 2 11 AA matchups were pushed to tomorrow because of weather out west. They don't want these West River teams traveling in it. And we're starting to get a little bit of that pre-weather here, Josh. We see it out in the air right now. Very cold and very misty out there. I can imagine if they postpone these games what the weather is like out in West River. But it'll be number 1 Pier hosting number 8 Spearfish. And number 3 T Area hosting number 6 Sturgis Brown. Again, those games pushed to tomorrow.
Yeah, and we'll keep an eye on those tomorrow. Obviously, implications for Yankton with that T and Sturgis matchup. If they're able to move on here tonight, they'll have a big matchup at Crane, obviously, next week against the winner of that game to see who goes to the Dome. But, how about Watertown so far? 21-10, like you said, taking care of business right now at home, having a real nice first half.
And we're going to get into our stat recap. It's brought to you by Mayor Signs. If it's time to review the look of your business signage, let Mayor Signs help. They offer all types of signs, including lit, non-lit, digital, and much more. Contact Mayor Signs today on 4th and Broadway in Yankton. Josh?
Yeah, and let's go ahead and take a look at the visiting Huron Tigers. Colton McNeil, he's got 4 completions for 58 yards here on the night. Leading receiver is Colby Hofer. He had that big 20-yard catch. And then Cashin Caudell has been the bell cow for this team. 18 carries, 71 yards there in that first half. Really kind of bumped up by that last carry he had there in the first half with about 20 yards. But either way, he has been that bell cow for Huron. Then you look at the Yankton stats. 113 yards passing for Lucas Kamshoff in the first half. He had a touchdown to Cohen Zarbach in the first quarter. Other than that, though, an interception for Lucas Kamshoff. Like we mentioned, the touchdown to Zarbach. Carson Ness leading the way receiving for Yankton with 55 yards. Tucker Gilmore with 43 on the night. Leading rusher for Yankton is Evan Sirk, 18 yards on 5 carries. Then on defense, Tucker Gilmore had a fumble recovery. And I forgot to mention, we were going over here on stats, C.J. Gainey had the pick against Kamshoff in that first half.
All right, and your halftime key to victory brought to you by Vision Care Associates, where the health of your eyes comes first. Josh, this Yankton defense just needs to continue doing what they've been doing. That's my take on this. And yes, you want the offense to get things going a little bit, but weather is cold. That's why both teams, it's not a lot going on. But battle of the defenses, you mentioned kind of like a Big Ten West game. I'm looking for that to continue, but also the key to a victory for Yankton's offense to keep moving those chains.
Yeah, got to move the chains, like you said, but if this is going to turn into Big Ten West football, and that keeps that way in the second half, if it does the same way as the first, the keys are going to be turnovers and field position. You don't want to give the other team a chance here to get something going or anything like that, whether that's a turnover or on key field position, but it's going to be interesting to see how Yankton comes out in the second half, and it looked like they were kind of going early on offense. They get that big touchdown, get the score, like I said, to Zarbach, and you don't really see much the rest of the first half. They get a chance to correct that here in the second half, getting the ball first. They get a chance to go up 2 scores, and it's going to be interesting to see how this Yankton team responds.
All right, we'll take a break here on the Avera Halftime Huddle. Come back with your second half action. This is Yankton Bucks football, KYNT, KYNTV.
Enjoy some Yankton hospitality at the Fairfield Inn and Suites or the Holiday Inn Express. As the newest hotel in Yankton, the Fairfield offers you a comfortable, relaxing stay in modern rooms. For business travelers, Fairfield is the perfect place to rest after a long day of work or use their meeting room for small meetings. The Holiday Inn Express features large family rooms, hot breakfast, and free happy hour. To get a great rate and flexible reservation changes for either hotel, call the Fairfield or Holiday Inn Express direct.
Get it cleaned with Buell's.
Dress shirts, suits, dresses, coats. At Buell's, they specialize in dry cleaning and pressing. You can pick it up or even have it delivered.
Got a tough stain you're worried about getting out? Leave it to Buell's. They're experts in getting out those nasty stains.
Do you wash your own comforter? If you really want it clean, let Buell's do it. Their large-size washers are perfect for comforters.
If you need it clean, take it to Buell's. 444 West 3rd, Yankton.
Boston Shoes to Boots is proud to support Yankton High School athletics. Boston Shoes to Boots is your headquarters for quality and comfortable shoes for the whole family. From athletics and work boots to sandals and dress, we have you covered by our popular brands like Brooks, New Balance, Birkenstock, Red Wing, Keen, and so many more. Shop our location downtown at 313 Cedar Street or visit us online at bostonshoestoboots.com. Boston Shoes to Boots, your footwear expert since 1915.
Yankton is continuing to thrive. I'm Nancy Winandy from Yankton Thrive. I am thrilled to announce we received a $1.26 million ARPA grant from South Dakota Housing to support infrastructure for the new 126 apartment units being built along Whiting Drive. The YES campaign focuses on workforce and housing, and this development meets the campaign mission to create additional housing options in Yankton. To know all things Yankton, go to Thrive's website, yanktonsd.com.
KYNT, Yankton, FM 1021 and AM 1450.
Investing in your home is easier and more fun when you have local choices. This is Cody Miles, owner of Upper Midwest Garage Door. We offer a wide variety of American-made, unique Clopay garage doors, free in-home consultations, a digital preview of the new garage doors on your home, and the expert small-town service you deserve. Get started today with your local independent Clopay dealer, Upper Midwest Garage Door. Give us a call, stop by, or learn more at uppermidwestgaragedoor.com.
Finding that missing shin guard, remembering whether it's a home or away game, getting the right kid to the right playing field on the right day. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. We work with independent agents who keep insurance simple so you can worry about more important things, like not being that fan.
Oh, come on, ref!
That's simple human sense.
Don't gamble. Insure with MT and RC Smith Insurance in Yankton, your independent agent for home, business, auto, life, and bonds. Visit mtrcsmithinsurance.com.
As times change, technology changes. Don't be left behind by your contact lenses. Vision Care Associates now offers infused multifocal contact lenses, specialized lenses that can provide you with clear vision at multiple distances without switching between glasses and contacts. Don't let glasses slow you down any longer. Call us today to schedule an appointment to try infused multifocal contact lenses.
Vision Care Associates, where the health of your eyes comes first.
It's that time of year again, and Yankton Rexall recommends you protect yourself from the flu bug by getting a flu shot from our pharmacy. Stop in anytime, Monday through Friday, and receive your seasonal flu shot. No prescription or appointment necessary. We'll even bill Medicare or insurance for those eligible. Stop in and let us protect you from the flu bug this season. Celebrating 100 years, your hometown pharmacy since 1923, Yankton Rexall.
Welcome in here to Crane-Youngworth Field on KYNT and KYNTV. I'm Josh Boelter at half here of the first round of the 11 AA playoffs. The 2-seed Yankton leads 7-0 over here on a defensive first half. And Bryce,
It's so cold.
It is so cold. I'm glad we're up here and not out there.
I went out into the elements. Out of breath, try to get up here. Well, you know, it is in fact cold. Any judgment is no longer. Continue.
Yeah, like you said, cold football, but that's part of playing ball in the Midwest, you know, and especially here in late October going into the playoffs. And Bryce, I was just talking about it. A defensive first half. We're both coaches, you feel like, got to be proud of how their defense is played.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, at the end of the day, there was that goal line stop by Yankton. That's kind of the highlight of the game so far for me. Backs against the wall. And didn't even bend. You know, usually the bend don't break. Didn't even bend. Big stop.
Yeah, and you know, you look at that, and that's key in a game where obviously it's 7-0 here. Defensive, that stop is one you're going to look back on this game, and it could be the difference. And now Yankton getting ready to take the field here. They are going to get the ball first here to start the second half, deferring the first half kickoff. This looks like it might be getting back ready to kick there. Can't see the number on that kicker. Looks like that is Kleinsasser back to kick for Huron. Going out deep is Austin Goebel and Carson Ness here for the Bucks.
Yankton will be moving left to right on your screen or listening device. Huron kicking right to left. And the third quarter action brought to you by Truxedo. Proud sponsor Yankton Sports. Committed to driving forward, be loud, be proud, be Yankton, and First Chiropractic Centers, making life better, one adjustment at a time. Yankton 7, Huron nothing. Beginning of the second half action, 11 AA quarterfinals, and Yankton returns the kick at the 10, now to the 20, to the 25, and that is where Yankton will take over offensively for the first drive of the second half.
Yeah, Ness bobbled that kickoff there, but he did a good job of recovering on that. And Bryce, we talked about him at length for a bit here these last couple games. He's become a real weapon for this offense. Topped 100 yards last week, and you know he's the leading receiver in the first half. This week with 55. He's been doing a nice job.
Absolutely. Now it's Lucas Kamshoff out there for the Bucks. Trying to lead his team for another score. And play action rolls out to the right side. Pass downfield. Tucker Gilmore brings it in at the 40 to the 45 to midfield. He's to the Huron 30. Stiff arm attempt is shoved out of bounds at about the Huron 22 or 3 yard line. That's a big gain and a big play for the Yankton Bucks.
Yeah, and that's a sail route there for Gilmore cutting outside. And as soon as he caught that ball, he turned on the Jets. Big play and a nice job for a Yankton offense that was struggling in the first half.
And now Kamshoff, ball on the Huron 23, shotgun handoff, circle up the middle, is just blown up into the backfield. A huge tackle. So Holden Haig with a big stop. Evan Sirk barely got the football, Josh, and he was already in the turf.
Yeah, and that's a nice job by this Huron defense. They held Yankton to about 16 yards rushing there in that first half. Off to another nice start here for this run defense.
Kamshoff rolls to his left now, looking downfield. And the ball off the hands of Tucker Gilmore, incomplete. As I said earlier, Josh, I can attest, difficult to catch a ball right now out in the elements.
Right, and that's what's going to lead to my next point. On this third down, you want to try to get some yards here for Trujillo. He's a good kicker, but this is tough in the elements.
Shaler Platt, the running back now for Yankton. As Kamshoff looking to pass out to Carson Ness. He brings it in at the 15. And still short of the first down. But ever so closer. It'll be 4th and 2 for Yankton.
Nice play there by Ness. He fought through the coverage, came back to the ball, and made a nice catch on that one. Now, looks like Yankton going to line up to go for it with it being about 4th and 2. And they're rolling out Tyson Prouty, it looks like, as well as Frankie Infeld here on this 4th down.
Interesting. All right, here we go. And we have a flag out on the near side.
I think this is going to be encroachment here on the Tigers.
Dead ball. Encroachment.
Yes, it is.
That's a 5-yard penalty and a first down.
So first down for Yankton. Encroachment going on the Huron Tigers.
Yeah, and it looks like the nose tackle there, Martin, had jumped a little early on that one, and that was the call. Now first and looks like goal here for the Bucks.
Yeah, first and goal right on top of the 10-yard line. Austin Goebel in motion from the slot. Far to near side. Kamshoff getting blitz, steps up in the pocket, is escaping once, can't escape twice, and is brought down in the backfield by Huron. They dialed it up, Josh, and got home.
Yeah, I like that. Dialing it up, like you said, turning on the switch right there. And that was just a really nice play drawn up there by Huron. That edge rusher was unblocked coming for Kamshoff. Nice play.
2nd and 14 for the Bucks. 2 receivers each side. Evan Sirk, the lone back. Goebel now in motion. Kamshoff rolls to the right. He has 3 Tigers bearing down on him. Pass to the near pylon. Austin Goebel can't get to it. It's out of play. Incomplete pass. 3rd and 14, Yankton.
Yeah, and that was a long developing route there for Goebel. They sent him in motion. He runs up the field and then goes for a go route on that. And really a long developing play there, and the pressure got to Yankton.
I say it every week. Austin Goebel gets his steps in each day. He's always in motion. 3rd and 14, ball on the 14 now. Essentially 3rd and goal at the 14. Connor Slaba in motion, that same position. Kamshoff pass to Carson Ness on the far side of the near pylon, or the first pylon, and just went through his hands, and incomplete pass, Josh.
You know, and that's one of those, they've probably done that 20, 30 times at least this year. Just one with the weather, like you said, wasn't able to come up with it. The only other route there I saw maybe that would work was Sirk coming out of the backfield, was untouched. But yeah, that was a good route, a good throw. It's just one of those with the weather, it's hard to come down with.
And so Josue Trujillo will attempt the 31-yard field goal. Conway snaps. East Nelson will hold at the 21, but a 31-yard attempt. Trujillo, only 1 missed field goal so far this season. Ball's up, and it is through the uprights. Yankton leads 10-0, 9:45 to go in the 3rd quarter. That scoring drive brought to you by Core Trust Bank. Core Trust is doubling all points this season scored by the Yankton Bucks. And so that's another $6 going to the Yankton Booster Club from Core Trust Bank. We'll take a 1-minute break, come back here to Crane-Youngworth Field. This is Yankton Bucks football, KYNT, KYNTV.
Hy-Vee makes grocery shopping easy with Hy-Vee Aisles Online. Just order online, schedule a pickup or delivery time, then leave the shopping to us. Download the Hy-Vee app or go to HyVeeAislesOnline.com. It's easy to create and save grocery lists, shop the sales, and get fuel savers. Plus, with Hy-Vee Aisles Online, pickup is free on orders over $24.95, and delivery is free with the Hy-Vee Plus membership. Save time, shop online with Hy-Vee Aisles Online.
Every day you share personal information about yourself with others. You may write a check, charge fuel, rent a car, mail your tax returns, schedule a doctor's appointment, or post something on social media. Each transaction may share some sort of personal information, such as bank and credit card account numbers, social security number, name, address, or phone number. There are unscrupulous individuals, identity thieves, targeting these routine transactions, trying to gain your information to commit fraud. If you think somebody has stolen your identity, contact Consumer Protection at 1-800-300-1986.
Yankton kicking off to Huron now as Trujillo goes toward the ball and boots it. Line drive kick. He brought it at the 20. It's Caudell who has it to the right hash marks and is brought down at the 31-yard line. That's where Huron will take over.
Yeah, and it looks like Easton Feaser, and I couldn't see who else who got in there. Maybe 24, Jason Lachek in on that line drive kick. And now if you're Yankton, on defense, you're playing with a 2-score lead here. You have a chance to get the ball back to your offense. You played really well, including a goal line stand there in that first half. You have a chance to pick up right where you left off in the first half on defense.
So McNeil and the Huron offense trying to answer Yankton's field goal. Handoff, Caudell. No, excuse me, that is... Let's see who the carrier is here. Get my binocular out, Josh.
That thing every week, it really is just one of like the staples of our broadcast.
I have to have it.
See, I thought maybe in the earlier in the year it would be bats that would be a staple, but instead it's binoculars, and I can approve of that.
Landon Holst on the carry. And it is now 2nd and 6 as that was a 4-yard gain. Another handoff up the middle, and Holst is brought down there behind the line. We do have a flag out on the field.
And that was a late flag. Ball carrier was already down. Shout out Tyson Prouty and Riker Frang on that play, but it's going to be interesting to see what the flag is here, and it is going to be a hold on Huron, and that's huge there for this Yankton defense.
Yep, and it was, again, Landon Holst. In case you're picking up the PA, it is not Cashton Caudell. It was Landon Holst on the carry. But now Caudell comes back in.
Number 78 on the offense.
So holding on here, as you said, Josh, I'll back him up.
Second down.
So 9:02 to go in the third quarter. Yankton leading 10-0. It'll be 2nd and 15 for the Huron Tigers.
Yeah, 2nd and 15 here. You're going to be interested to see what Huron does. Maybe they dial up a shot play or something like that, try to get this offense going.
Trips receivers to the right. Actually, 2 and a blocking back. And now pass from McNeil over the head of CJ Gainey. Intercepted by Austin Goebel. He's to the Huron 30, to the 20, to the 10. It's a pick 6 for number 1, Austin Goebel. You can count it. That's a Yankton Bucks touchdown.
Nice job by the Yankton defense. This, if you remember back to last week, there was a Bryce Crawl interception that really sprung the game open for Yankton for a touchdown. Same thing this week. Austin Goebel gets the pick 6, wide open. Big touchdown for a Yankton defense that has really been the difference in this game. They get a stop on the goal line last half. They get the pick 6 here. What a performance.
Yeah, Austin Goebel, ball hawk. The ball goes through the hands of C.J. Gainey. Ends up taking it to the house, and now Trujillo with the extra point as Easton Nelson will hold. And nice snap, nice hold, and the extra point is up through the upright. 17-0. Yankton leads. That scoring drive brought to you by Core Trust Bank. They're doubling down on Yankton points this season and doubling all Yankton points with money to the Yankton Booster Club. That's another $14 right there. 8:37 to go in the third quarter. Yankton 17, Huron nothing. We'll be back in 1 minute. Yankton Bucks football, KYNT, KYNTV.
Truxedo is proud to have been part of the Yankton community since its start in 2000.
One of the things I love most is that they believe in promoting from within. I've been given many opportunities to advance.
Truxedo has an extensive variety of benefits available to their employees.
The work environment at Truxedo is extremely positive.
We are looking for you to join our production team. Visit www.truxedo.com/careers to apply.
The other day, a gal came into the UPS store to drop off a package. On her way out, she noticed the print sample wall and asked if we could print invitations. The answer was, Yes, we can. Hi, this is Doug at the UPS store in Yankton and Vermilion. For over 7 years now, the UPS store has been helping hundreds of customers with their printing needs. From basic copies to business cards and invitations to posters, we can print them. Stop out and ask about our current print specials and see how we can help with your printing needs.
And Yankton kicks off. Ball returned at the 10-yard line, and the returner on the far side of the field is slowed up past the 20 of C.J. Gainey, and it will be at the Huron. Where are they placing this? At the 24-yard line.
Yeah, it looks like at about the 24 here. And now if you're Colton McNeil in this Huron offense, you have a chance to respond after the pick six. Got to get something going here on offense.
So Colton McNeil takes the snap. Handoff up the middle and a big run.
I think he's still going.
Oh,
and there might
did
have
they
been a
strip the
fumble.
ball? Yankton stripped the ball. It's Yankton ball. It was Landon Holtz on the carry on the far side of the field. You start seeing Yankton hands waving the Yankton direction. So Yankton strips the ball. What a play for the Bucks. And Yankton's offense back out on the field.
Yeah, and this Yankton defense has just been special tonight. Yeah, you had the goal line stand, the pick six, now a fumble. That is impressive. Really a nice job by this Yankton defense.
So I'm being told it's Matthew Sheldon on the strip and recovery for the defense. And thanks to our very own Brayden Butler for giving me that spotting information. Evan Sirk with the carry up the middle for Yankton. We have a flag out in the field.
I think this is going to be a holding here on the Bucks possibly, but we'll wait and see what the officials say.
So holding going on Yankton.
Number 52 on the offense. 10-yard penalty.
So that's going to be Mark Cottle being caught on the hold. Brayden Butler caught up with him in our Bucks football kickoff show. Always a nice feature to catch up with these players, Josh.
Yeah, and it's awesome, and we've been able to talk to players throughout the year, and a bunch of them, and it's been a lot of fun, and really getting to know these guys even more than just on the field.
1st and 20, Cam Schaff, pass out to Peyton Pearson, makes one Huron Tiger miss, and is brought down at the Huron 34-yard line. Peyton Pearson put on the brakes like a crossover almost, and gets a Huron Tiger in a bite and gets some extra yards.
Yeah, it was like Houdini on that one. Just kind of disappeared out of the defender's arms. Nice play there by Peterson.
Ball on the right hash marks, 2 receivers left, 1 right, 2nd and 12 for Yankton. Ball on the Huron 34. Cam Schaff from the shotgun under some pressure, rolls, tries to tuck it himself, and will be brought down behind the line for a loss. Huron gets home on the rush. 3 different Tigers bring him down.
Yeah, and this Huron defense is one play away here from having a nice response after that fumble. You know, you get the hold and you get the sack there. Nice job. Now have a chance to get off the field.
3 receivers left. Empty backfield for Lucas Kamshoff. 3rd and 16 for the Bucks. Kamshoff rolls to his left. Looking downfield. Peyton Pearson brings it in at the Huron 29-yard line. But it's still not a first down, so it'll bring up 4th now and 6.
Yeah, 4th and 6 here. You could kick the field goal. It's about the 29, but I think Yankton might go for this here, Bryce, or at least maybe try to get the Huron defense to jump and maybe make it a little closer.
Definitely forward on territory if you look at the kick returns and punt returns that Huron's had so far. It's empty backfield again. Trips receivers right side. Ball lined up at the left hash mark. Slow snap. Kamshoff picks it up under some pressure. Past the middle of the field, way over the head of Tucker Gilmore. Flag is out on the field a little late, but I think that pass was a little high for Gilmore because Kamshoff sensed the pressure coming right from behind.
Yeah, once again, an unblocked man coming off the edge there. This is going to be interesting. I think this is going to be a call to holding on Yankton. Obviously, Huron going to decline that and get the ball back here. Nice job of this Huron defense to make a stand.
Number 77 on the offense. That penalty's declined.
So holding declined, now 4th down turnover on downs, and so now Huron takes over in their own territory.
Yeah, and Yankton defense, the last 2 plays they've been on the field, pick 6 and a forced fumble. It's been a lot of fun to watch this defense tonight, Bryce.
Yeah, very special unit that Yankton has rolled out each week. And offense has been really good all year, but streaky at times, but this Yankton defense, week in and week out, has just been the show for the Yankton Buck squad.
Right, it's been consistent, and they've played really well.
And so now Colton McNeil. Shotgun, looking to pass. Under some pressure from Edley Amaro. And pass downfield now is brought in.
McNeil's pass
to
complete to number 23,
Gavin Moding. And that's a gain of just a few yards as Colton McNeil had to really scramble way to the backfield just to find an open guy.
Yeah, and he had to escape the pressure there, and that's the one thing this Yankton defense has missed tonight is they haven't gotten a sack. But McNeil did a nice job there of evading the pressure, rolling out and finding a nice little completion to start the drive.
2nd and 6 for Huron, 6:40 to go in the third. Yankton leading here on 17-0. Ball in the 33, McNeil. Keeps it himself, looking to pass to the middle of the field, looking for C.J. Gainey, brings it in at the Yankton 30. And what a throw downfield for Colton McNeil, and even better reception for C.J. Gainey. And Huron strikes here, flipping the field.
Yeah, nice play there. McNeil to Gainey on that post route. Well-timed, big play. The one that I think this offense has been looking for all night.
And we know they have big play ability, and that's one of them right there, Josh. And Colton McNeil showing that arm. So now 2 receivers left, one right on the Yankton 31-yard line. Holst the lone back. Colton McNeil, quarterback keeper. Bryce Krall brings him down from behind after no gain or a very small gain on the carry.
Yeah, and Bryce Krall, we could talk about him all night in his pursuit to the football. He's done such a nice job in that linebacker spot. Another stop there on the quarterback keeper.
And a great name.
A great name.
So 2nd and 10 now for the Huron Tigers. And slowing down the pace here. 5:23 to go in the third. That was the biggest play that Yankton's given up so far in this matchup. Edley Amaro standing up as a rusher. McNeil back to pass again. Amaro closing in on him. We have a flag in the backfield. It's going to be holding going against Huron. Almost guaranteed. I'll bet you a Josh Boelter $1.
I will take your bet on that. I think, like you said, you're going to get a hold here. That's big for the Yankton defense, obviously, putting Huron in 2nd and 20. Bad break for this Tiger offense as well.
So you have some holding going on Huron. That will back him up. We're at 5:06 to go in the third quarter. Thank you for joining us here on KYNT and KYNTV. I'm Bryce Ladwig alongside Josh Boelter. Here are the 11AA quarterfinals. Yankton lead is 17-0. So 2nd and 20 now for Huron. Ball on the Yankton 41-yard line.
Yeah, 2nd and 20 here. You might want to dial up a shot play. They had the post route to Gainey earlier in this drive. Wonder if they go back to something similar to that, possibly maybe some play action here.
McNeil, shotgun. Takes a snap, looking to pass. Pressure, pass out to the left to Modine. Ball is almost intercepted by Yankton. Carson Ness almost had that big pick at the sideline. Josh, the ball was it was tip ball in the air.
Yeah, nice job there by Ness. I felt like that ball was up in the air for a century on that one. But Ness did a good job of getting in front of the receiver. It almost came down with the pick there. But now 3rd and 20 here for the Tigers.
While still on the 41-yard line, clock stops at 5:01 in the third. Still plenty of time for Huron. And McNeil gets the call from the sideline, rejoins his team's huddle, now breaks. Yankton's defense has been on the field a lot tonight and have done really well. McNeil directing traffic, sends Modine in motion near to far side. Pass from McNeil to the center, and then a kind of a quick pitch out to Modine. And what'd you see there, Josh?
Yeah, so that's one of those. They throw it to a receiver and then pitch it out behind him to another guy. You'll see a lot of those on like halftime Hail Marys or things like that where they'll try to run it. But I've also seen like the Chiefs, for example, call that a couple times. So they'll throw it to one tight end, whether it's Kelsey or Noah Gray, and then flip it out to the other. Seen that a few times. The only other team I've seen run that recently, I remember, would be Detroit last year against Green Bay, where they threw it on a bubble screen and then pitched it out like that. But yeah.
You just had to bring up Detroit.
I did. Especially when they beat Green Bay. But
Josh Boelter's a Lions fan.
Rough week last week. That's all I'll say about that.
And McNeil Back to pass. Ball's up in the air, and ball's tipped, and another almost interception for the Yankton Bucks. Bryce Kroll had both hands on that one at one point. And so it is a turnover on downs, and Yankton's offense comes back out onto the field.
Yeah, nice job there by the Yankton defense, and that might have even worked out better to not catch that pick. You save yourselves a good 10 yards of field position here on this
always
one.
get the pick. Man.
Oh, the pick is nice,
stats,
though.
For the stats.
Right. At the end of the day, you know what you're going to see in the stat sheet, the pick. But either way, nice job by Bryce Kroll and the Yankton defense.
4:15 to go in the third. Lucas Kamshoff and company have the ball on their own 32. Hand out to Matthew Sheldon to the right side. He gets to the 40, to the 45, to midfield, forced out of bounds. We have a flag out in the backfield. And I have a feeling this one is coming back, especially since Coach Brady Muth looks a little upset on the sideline.
Yeah, just a little bit. I think this might go on Tucker Gilmore here out on the edge.
So holding on Yankton. They didn't specify who, but it's going to back him up.
Yeah, and that's one where I think Gilmore maybe clipped a shoulder or something like that on that edge. It's a tough block to make out there.
Number 68.
Actually, they're going to call that on the offensive line.
Lucas
Looks
Cordell.
like it's Cordell, the right tackle. See, I saw the ref looking out towards the right side of the field. I wasn't sure where it was going. I just saw
Gilmore. You said Gilmore.
Yeah.
I said Cordell.
I know. I definitely said Gilmore.
What are you trying to say?
I'm saying I don't think you said anything.
So officials discussing this here. It'll be 1st and 15 for the Yankton Bucks. 4:06 to go here in the third. Had a very interesting night of football. The weather making this a very South Dakota high school football playoff atmosphere, that's for sure.
I love it, especially since we get to sit in here instead of being out there.
Yes, I regret having to go to the restroom at halftime. It was very cold, Josh.
You fool.
You fool.
You fool. I will hide up here.
Whatever happens, happens. All right, Lucas Kamshoff and the company. He has 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Evan Sirk, the lone back. Ball on the 27, takes the snap. Pressure dialed up, pass incomplete, going to center of the field. Huron, Josh, has been blitzing Lucas Kamshoff all night, and more often than not, they're getting quarterback hurries or, in some cases, some tackles behind the line.
Yeah, you don't necessarily have to get sacks to mess up a team's offensive rhythm. You can get pressure, and they've done that a few times where they've had a guy crash down the left side without anybody blocking him, and they found something that they like there that's worked more than a few times.
2nd and 15 for Yankton. Goebel in motion. Far to near side. Kamshoff pressured again. Pass the middle. Tucker Gilmore can't bring this in. Right on top of the Yankton big red Y here at midfield. Josh, he had it once. He had it twice. Reached out for a third time. All 3 times couldn't quite bring it in.
Yeah, Huron brought the pressure on that one. Then you see that throw to Gilmore. I think that's one, if he's able to bring that down, he might still be running.
Yeah.
It's possible. It was one of those where I think he easily could have taken that to the house if he was able to come down with it.
I'm pretty sure he tipped it to himself at least twice. It was very interesting. 3 receivers on the near side. Kamshoff rolls 2 at the right on 3rd and 15. Pressure again. He's looking downfield for Carson Ness. Gets some separation. Brings it in at the Huron 45. Carson Ness gives himself some separation. Lucas Kamshoff throwing up a prayer. Carson Ness answers.
Yeah, how about Carson Ness in that play? He initially got open and was going down the field, but Kamshoff was running the opposite direction, so it's kind of hard to make that throw. Good job by Ness and Kamshoff to see that, reconnect, and come back for a ball. Big play for a first down.
Yeah, that will do it. And there's also a chance there. We saw that separation, Josh. I think both of us at the same time also thought maybe an interception, too. That was a wide open ball. Just two guys, whoever was more accurate on the throw. And so now is Lucas Kamshoff, Connor Slaba in motion near to far side, handoff up the middle. Big Diesel, Shaler Platt lays a Tiger flat. It is a yard short of the first down marker. A 9-yard run for Shaler Platt. Welcome back to the offense.
Welcome back, Shaler Platt. He dropped a shoulder on that one and put a guy in the ground. Nice run there, and it's good to see him back in the mix here on offense.
You love to see it. And here we go. So 2nd and 1 for the Tigers. Evan Sirk, the running back again. 2:15 to go in the third. Handoff, Sirk up the middle. He'll get nothing and is brought down, but a yard loss. And what is all the moaning and groaning about, Josh?
I believe the crowd here thought that his forward progress wasn't stopped. The official called it. I think it's one of those, it's bang bang, where if you call it either way. But I understand both sides. I got to play right down the middle, but I think it really was either way. You could see that go, depending on whichever way.
1:45 to go in the third. It's 3rd and 2 for Yankton. Shaler Platt, the big back now. Connor Slaba in motion near to far side. Shaler Platt gets the handoff, turning the legs, and does get a positive yard on the carry, but it'll still be 4th and 1 for Yankton.
Yeah, and Huron, at least in the run game, has done a good job of winning at the line of scrimmage on the defensive side. And you got to assume here now, Yankton, 4th and a long one, probably going to line up and go for this one here, Bryce.
And so the offense is out on the field. It's 4th and 1. And Evan Sirk has had quite a season, and a great running back season, Josh. But the last couple games, both against Huron, obviously, they have found a way to really slow him down. They're crowding the box, and his swiftness has not really thrown them off at all. They've met him at the line of scrimmage almost every time.
Yeah, and this Yankton defense, there is a delay of game penalty here. I think Yankton's just going to take the 5 yards and possibly punt this one away. And Huron will gladly accept that, getting the ball back here on this one. But Yankton, you look at it on the ground game, Huron's fast on the outside, and they're taking away that zone, so Yankton's having to go up the middle on the ground game, and Huron's doing a nice job, those nose tackles and defensive tackles there for Huron, doing a good job of taking that away up the middle too.
So Trujillo is out to punt for Yankton. And punt is off and hits the 10-yard line and bounces out of bounds. And so Huron will have it deep in their own territory.
It looks like about the 8-yard line there. Nice punt by Trujillo. Pin Huron deep. They haven't got much going here on offense, and now they're going to have to go the full length of the field. Possibly there is a penalty flag down.
5-yard penalty. That's a post-punt foul. The 5 yards tacked on.
So it looks like there is a face mask during the play that's going to go on Yankton. It's only a 5-yard one, which means it was kind of incidental, but it happened. So that's going to give Huron an extra 5 yards. They should be lined up about the 13-yard line now.
And so Huron now has it.
5-yard face mask penalty. Against the Tigers.
Actually, now they're reversing that. Okay, that's going to go against Huron. I guess the first time they said they didn't really say who it was on.
Let's bring in Dean Blandino.
Yes, so now, Bryce, it's half the distance goal, so it'll be on the 4-yard line.
Brayden's pointing at himself. He wants to be Dean Blandino.
He wants to be. We got to bring him in live via satellite, like they do Dean. They'll just have him in a studio with, like, every game on. It's like, Dean, tell us what's going on.
The right 50% of the time. Ball on the 4-yard line. Colton McNeil takes a snap, rolls out to the right, pass out, and two Yankton defenders there to meet the receiver at the 9-yard line. That was Gavin Moding on the reception, and so ball now at the 9-yard line.
Number 20, Bodie Thurman.
Yeah, a little out route there. Two going. Looks like about a 4 or 5 yard gain on that one.
10 seconds to go in the third. See if Huron gets this play off here. 4 seconds. Last play of the third quarter. Here we go. Handoff up the middle. And it's a big run all the way to the Huron 27-yard line. That'll be enough for a Huron first down. And we'll talk about it when we come back after this break, because that's the end of the third quarter. And it's time for a quarter break, and that is brought to you by Alani New Energy Drinks. Wellness should feel good and taste good, which is why Alani New Energy Drinks should be a part of your daily routine. Increase physical performance and boost focus with just 10 calories, no sugar or gluten. Alani New Energy Drinks are a healthy way to fuel your fun. On the financial advisor Colby Cookta Edward Jones scoreboard, it is Yankton 17, Huron nothing. To win in sports, you have to adapt your strategy as the game changes. The same is true of investments. Colby Cookta, your Edward Jones financial advisor, can review your game plan. Call 605-665-4567 today. Edward Jones, member SIPC. Fourth quarter action brought to you by MT and RC Smith Insurance, an independent insurance agency offering you a variety of products for your individual, family, and business needs. And Vision Care Associates, where the health of your eyes comes first. And here we go, fourth quarter action. As Huron had that big first down just to end the third.
Yeah, got a nice play there, but a big quarter for that Yankton defense. They held strong once again. They get the 2 turnovers in that third quarter, Bryce, and they're looking to stay strong here going into the fourth, looking to pitch a shutout here in the first round of the playoffs.
And there is the snap and go there on the defensive effort, but it is a completed pass to C.J. Gainey, and he's right at the 30-yard line.
Nice job by Goebel. He gives up the reception, but there really wasn't much separation. There was good coverage, just an even better catch on that play.
So 2nd and 7 now for the Huron Tigers. And Josh, do we look up an update on the Watertown Aberdeen when you get a chance? Very curious. Our other scorer in 11 AA. As Colton McNeil in the shotgun, 2 receivers left, 2 right, 2nd and 7 for the Tigers. McNeil back to pass. Pressure being brought in, and it's a sack for Yankton.
Looks like it was Donald Rounds in there on the sack, and that's the one thing that this Yankton defense was missing tonight. They've gotten pressure, but they hadn't gotten a sack. Donald Rounds gets it done there on that play. Nice job by the Yankton defense.
The Don with the sack, and that will back up here on the 3rd and 18, 10:50 to go in the game.
And Bryce, you were looking for that Watertown Aberdeen score. It is 35-17 Watertown with 4 minutes left in the third quarter.
Thank you, Josh. The winner of that matchup will face the winner of Spearfish and Pier, as we will have... Nope, they got the snap off in time. And Colt McNeil pass out to, I believe, Moding. And back to the original line of scrimmage. Still 4th down, be about 4th and 10 or 4th and 11.
Yeah, 4th and 10, 4th and 11. You got to assume Huron might consider going for this one here. You know, they're down 3 scores, season on the line. You really got nothing to lose by going for it here.
And as you say that, I think they brought out their punt unit. Just to spite you, Josh.
Just to spite me. It's okay. I get it. I would do it too, just to spite me.
So 4th and 12, actually, for the Huron Tigers. 9:51 to go in the matchup. Ball on Huron's own 26-yard line. It'll be Hofer to punt. Almost blocked by Yankton. Hits the big red wide midfield. Ball returned by Tucker Gilmore to the Yankton 49-yard line. That is where Yankton will take over offensively. A score here, Josh. They can basically put this thing away.
Yeah, and that's kind of the feeling you got here. If you score here, they have to go down the field and score 3 touchdowns and get 2 3-point conversions in under 9.5 minutes. So obviously Yankton looking to ice this one if they can get a score.
Yeah, as far as probability, they can put this away is what I meant. Yeah, I mean, obviously mathematically, but Lucas Kamshoff in the shotgun as Evan Sirk, the lone back, 2 wide receivers on the far side of the field. Connor Slaba in motion. And halfback toss out to Sirk. Sirk sheds 1 tackle, works his way forward, and still brought down behind the line. Loss of 2 on the play.
And there just hasn't been much of a ground game here for Yankton. This is something that Huron did a good job against last week, too. Sirk had a big play in the second half where it really worked out for him. But other than that, there just wasn't a ton. And this Huron defense, once again, doing a good job of taking away this Yankton run game and making them real one-dimensional.
And Huron has really you just mentioned it, Josh, but they've just dialed in on Evan Sirk 2 weeks in a row, and we haven't seen that happen ever this season, is Evan Sirk being shut down the way he has the last 2 weeks against this Huron Tiger defense. And so now Lucas Kamshoff, again, rolling out to his right, under pressure, almost brought down the backfield, but his pass out and brought in by Matthew Sheldon. It'll be a gain of 2 yards on the play. It'll bring up now 3rd and 9.
Yeah, and that was a heck of a play by Camshop. He avoids pressure there. I was surprised he wasn't sacked in the backfield. He was able to get a yard or two. Really a big difference there, avoiding that sack and making it 3rd and 9.
Ball right at midfield on top of the 50. And Yankton is draining as much clock as they can as 8:15 shows on the big scoreboard here. Camshop takes a snap, rolls to his left. Pass downfield, almost intercepted by Gavin Moding of Huron. And Josh, I don't know if he scores, but it would have been close because he would only have basically Lucas Camshop to beat if he had enough momentum going forward.
Yeah, and this Huron defense has played really well. You look at the points Yankton's gotten, 7 of that was on a pick 6, and they have played really well tonight and forced a turnover and should have possibly another 2 or 3 interceptions in this game.
And so Trujillo out to a punt, and he will receive the ball at the Yankton 35-yard line. CJ Gainey back to receive the punt. Also Gavin Moding. Trujillo gets the punt off and sends it out of bounds.
Yeah, not Trujillo's best punt there. I think it went off the side of his foot and went out of bounds maybe about the 30 or so, and they're going to say keep moving. About the 38 on that punt there. Not his best work. I think, like I said, that went off the side of his foot possibly.
Yeah, I thought it was closer to like the 31 or whatever, but no, 38. So, yeah, that's where Huron will take over offensively. Trailing Yankton 17-0. And so Yankton guarding the box a little bit here, and now it is a handoff up the middle, and it will be positive yards here. Caudell for a gain of about 4 on the play.
Yeah, gain of about 4 or 5 on that play. Nice little run there to get the drive started.
Yeah, so gain of 5, and that was Caudell on the carry. Bryce Krall stops him. Shaler Platt comes back in at linebacker. I miss saying the name Big Diesel. I'm glad he's back.
I think we are. I think everyone in red is happy.
And now pass out to the left side for McNeil. And it'll be just a yard short of the first down marker. Not even a full yard as Gavin Moding reached out for the first down marker. And now it will be 3rd and... Are they giving him the first down?
They are giving him the first down, and that's one where I think Mr. Dean Blandino, we've talked about him a few times tonight at the broadcast, I think he'd be saying, bring out the index card.
Yeah, so fresh set of downs for Huron now. As the handoff going up the middle, that's Caudell, and he is a good running back, Josh. Running over a couple of Yankton Bucks, and that is an 8-yard carry for Cashton Caudell.
Yeah, and I think it might have actually been Landon Holst on that play, number 25. It's kind of difficult to see but up here, but I think it's 2-5, but nice run there, getting about 8 yards on the play.
McNeil under some pressure, rolls out to his right side. He's looking downfield, flag in the backfield, and incomplete pass anyway at the Yankton 40. And I believe it's going to be holding going on Huron.
Yeah, I think Tyson Prouty got held on that play, and that's going to move Huron back about 10 yards.
So that helps Yankton hold off this Huron Tiger offense, which has a little bit of momentum. 6:29 to go in the 4th. Yankton 17, Huron nothing.
Yeah, and Bryce, that clock's bleeding away. Huron, if they want to get back into this and have a shot to win, they're going to have to score fast.
10-yard penalty and repeat 2nd down.
So now 2nd and 12 for the Tigers. And ball on their own.
2nd down, 12 yards to go.
Ball on their own 46. As Colt McNeil gets the call from the sideline. As you said, Josh, that needs to be a quick strike here for Huron based on what they have to do. Their defense can get stops against Yankton. We've seen that, so they just need to move the ball faster on offense.
Right, and that's something where maybe CJ Gainey, Gavin Moding, or a couple of those guys you could look at and maybe try to go down the field here on a play.
There's the snap. McNeil rolls to his right, and Edley Amaro brings him down in the backfield. A big sack from big number 70. It's a big loss of yards on the play. Edley Amaro gets home.
Yeah, nice sack there by Amaro. He'd been getting some pressure all night, and he's been good in the run game, too. He gets a nice sack there, and now it's 3rd and 26, according to the scoreboard. My goodness, a country mile here for the Tigers on 3rd down.
Halfback draw. I'm joking.
Yes. You'd be like, I'm trying to remember the NFL game. It was like 3 or 4 years ago where Cleveland tried something like that on like a 3rd and 12 or 3rd and 14 or something like that, and you're just like, what?
Or was it the Colts that had that play?
The fake punt, yeah. I remember. Do you remember that?
And we have a flag coming in back. Is that delay a game? Yep, delay a game going against Huron.
At that point, 26 yards, 31 yards. What's the difference? It's one of those. But Huron going to need a shot here on 3rd down, obviously.
And some comments say quick score, and we have a game still. Yeah, I completely agree, but Huron needs to do it right now. And 2 receivers on the right side. It is a handoff up the middle. And on the carry is, I believe, Caudell. So Cashton Caudell gets to the 30. Nope, that's actually Landon Holst again.
Bryce, you called your shot on that play. Can I call you Bryce Romo?
I don't even know how to respond to this. Yes.
Okay. Yes. I'll take it. I'm Josh Boelter, joined by Bryce Romo now. 4th and 29 now here for Huron. They're bringing out, it looks like they're going to bring out the punt team here.
Yep, so 4th and 29, and the punt squad is out for Huron, and yeah, it's just a situation where it's a country mile, Josh, but under 5 minutes to go in this matchup, and Huron's defense needs to do it right here. And not the greatest punt as it's still in Huron territory right at the Huron 47-yard line. Maybe the 48 is where they will place it. And that's where Yankton will take over.
Yeah, now if you're the Bucks, this is all about killing clock. I mean, you don't necessarily need a touchdown here at this point. That's just about style points. But right now, the key is kill the clock and take as much time off as you can.
And so Lucas Kamshoff sends Connor Slaba in motion. Hand off of the middle. Evan Sirk. Maybe he busts loose, but he is brought down at the Huron 29-yard line. Evan Sirk able to get himself some real estate there, Josh. Nice run for the running back.
Yeah, carry of about 21 on that play. Nice run. Really hadn't got much going on the ground game here tonight. Nice run there by Sirk.
And so now Yankton huddling up again, letting this clock continue to bleed out. Lucas Kamshoff. Handoff, Shaler Platt goes up the middle. And very small gain, if any. But one thing we've always noticed about Shaler Platt is the kind of running back he is, Josh, that he will welcome that initial contact at the line. He gets all those tough yards, right? He'll just keep turning those legs and getting that extra 1 or 2 yards. Not in that one, but usually when he goes right up the middle.
Yeah, and like you said, he's a running back that craves contact, and he does a good job with that, earns every yard he gets, and there just wasn't able to spring it. Huron did a nice job of crashing down on that read option and making the play.
2 receivers left. Shaler Platt, the lone back. Handoff, Platt bounces to the outside and lunges forward. Small gain on the play, maybe a couple yards. Should bring up about 3rd and 8.
Yeah, 3rd and long here. It's going to be interesting to see what Yankton dials up. Do they just run the ball and try to kill a little more clock? Do they try to throw it and get the first down? We'll see what they dial up here on 3rd.
3rd and 7. And Shaler Platt still that running back. 2:50 to go in the game. Yankton 17, Huron nothing. And Lucas Kamshoff keeps it. Pass out to Matthew Sheldon. Brings it in at the 20. Is brought down inside the red zone at the 18. And that will be very close to a first down, Josh.
And they haven't signaled the sticks to move forward. I think they're going to say this is 4th down and really short. That's kind of what I was thinking, but they're going to say this is almost a full yard short, it looks like, at least for their spot in the spotting it here.
Do we need to bring in Brayden on this?
Yes, Brayden Blandino.
We need to get a headset over to Brayden.
Yes.
Nice. Oh, Brayden. Yeah. Oh, chain gang. Yes, I did it, Josh. I did. They heard me.
They did hear you, and I love it.
So they're bringing out the chain gang to measure this. At first, they had it a whole yard short, and then I think they had to readjust the placement of the ball, so a little closer than they initially thought. And we will see. Oh, my binocular. Here we go.
Here you go. And Bryce, I think they were
that was made for this moment.
It was made for this moment. I think they were listening to KYNT up down there on the field, trying to get when you were calling for the chain gang. I think they were.
I hope not. I've said some things. And that will be a first down for the Yankton Bucks. You are welcome. They heard me.
They did hear you, and credit to you. Nice play there by Matthew Sheldon, getting out in the flat, making a catch, and getting enough for the first down here. And now Yankton, for the most part, unless Huron starts using those timeouts, which you assume they will, could possibly bleed the clock out here.
And so Yankton letting the clock run now as they restart the clock. 2.5 minutes to go in this matchup. Gamshoff sends Carson Ness in motion. Drops back to pass. Off his back leg, pass to Matthew Sheldon. Moves upfield. He's all the way to the 8-yard line. And you'll have to convince me, Josh, that pass wasn't initially intended for Shaler Platt.
I am legitimately not sure. I think there's a chance you're right. But either way, Yankton has found something here in these last couple pass plays with Matthew Sheldon.
Because Matthew Sheldon, it's hard to see faces up here, obviously, but if body language says he was surprised he had that ball in his hands.
Yeah, I think Shaler looked a little surprised, too. That's what it looked like down there. But either way, I think Yankton will take the yards.
So 2 receivers right side, 1 left. Kamshoff, handoff up the middle. Shaler Platt lunges forward and gets to maybe the 7-yard line. And so it'll now, the 7-yard line.
Ball's placed on the 7-yard line. First and goal.
So first and goal for the Bucks.
Yeah, first and goal here. It's going to be interesting to see if Yankton tries to score or if they just take knees and let this clock run out as Huron's not calling timeouts. Looks like that's what Yankton's going to do here. Nice, this one.
So Yankton in victory formation. 5 seconds on the play clock. And 1 knee. Kamshoff is down. He'll have to knee it 1 more time. And Josh, Yankton is moving on to the Class 11 AA semi-finals. A 17-0 victory over the Huron Tigers brings Yankton's overall record on the season to 9-1. Again, your final score, Yankton 17, Huron nothing. We have your Yankton Rexall post-game wrap around the corner. Yankton Rexall, your hometown pharmacy since 1923. The Bucks stops here at Crane-Youngworth Field. Your Yankton Bucks are moving on to the Class 11 AA state semifinal round, which will be right here at Crane-Youngworth Field, either against number 3 T Area or number 6 Sturgis Brown. And that matchup will be tomorrow evening, so we don't know here tonight. But one of those two will be traveling here next Friday at Crane-Youngworth Field for a chance to go to the Dakota Dome.
Yeah, and and a nice win here for Yankton. Maybe not the bet what they wanted on offense, but that defense played some real special football tonight. Forced turnovers, got the pick 6, couple sacks as well. Really just a nice performance from this defense.
Coach interview coming up, stats coming up, out-of-town scoreboard. All is coming up around the corner on the Yankton Rexall post-game show. This is Yankton Bucks football on KYNT, KYNTV.
FM 1021 and AM 1450. KYNT, Yankton.
Know what happens when you keep your hard-earned assets at First Dakota National Bank? You can rest assured that your accounts are protected to the maximum allowed by the FDIC. And those funds stay local. Businesses and organizations are positively impacted. The whole community benefits. You can invest your resources just about anywhere today. But if you keep them safe, earn a good return, and benefit the local community, why would you invest anywhere else? First Dakota National Bank, member FDIC.
Are you 18 or older? Yankton Medical Clinic Pharmacy is offering walk-in flu shots on Wednesdays and Fridays from 5:30 to 7 p.m., Saturdays 1 to 3 p.m., or other times by appointment. Visit YanktonMedicalClinic.com to download the consent form and bring it with you to the Yankton Medical Clinic Pharmacy. Seasonal flu shots. Just one more way Yankton Medical Clinic provides so much care, so close to home.
There are a lot of rates out there, and it can be tough to find the right one. Well, let's make it easy. With FNBO's special offer CD of 5.5% APY for 3, 7, or 17 months, you can earn more, save more, and do more. That's 5.5% annual percentage yield for 3, 7, or 17 months at your nearest FNBO location with a minimum deposit of $500 and an FNBO Premier Checking account. So stop on by and give your savings a great big boost with the Great Big Small Bank. FNBO, member FDIC.
If you want a job where your work matters, you belong at Avera. Here, we've invested in our workforce because every Avera team member drives our health ministry forward, making a difference in lives and communities every day. We offer competitive pay, great health insurance, and even career opportunities. We're putting people first, including you. Search for local job openings and apply at avera.org/careers.
With life insurance, Rhonda Westland with State Farm's got you and your education. You would do anything to protect your family and ensure that they have a bright future. But have you considered how your loved ones would continue on financially if you were no longer here? Life insurance is a simple and affordable way to answer that question. It allows you to say to your loved ones, "I've got you," and mean it. For more information, visit Rhonda Westland with State Farm at 1023 West 9th Street in Yankton.
Welcome to the Yankton Rexall post-game show. This is Bryce Ladwig alongside Josh Boelter, and we are in the Fairfield Inn broadcast booth. Hot breakfast, large family rooms, and a great location can be found at Fairfield Inn and Suites, located at 2607 Broadway Avenue in Yankton. Your final score on the financial advisor Colby Cook to Edward Jones scoreboard: Yankton 17, Huron nothing. To win in sports, you have to adapt your strategy as the game changes. The same is true of investments. Colby Cook to your Edward Jones financial advisor can review your game plan. Call 605-665-4567 today. Edward Jones, member SIPC. And we will have your post-game coach interviews here coming up, but we'll go ahead and do your out-of-town scoreboard. That's brought to you by Upper Midwest Garage Doors, specialized in the sales, installation, and service of residential and commercial garage doors and openers throughout eastern South Dakota. Upper Midwest Garage Doors, your local authorized Clopay dealer. And Trevin Ricklick usually does this, but he is busy doing stats, so we completely understand. So we will go ahead and do that. But shout out to Trevin Ricklick, of course.
Yes, shout out to Trevin Ricklick. Bryce, am I taking this or are you? This is what we call a in-game
on-air production meeting.
I mean, I can go ahead and get started here. I got it up, so we'll get started.
Well, I have it up too, though. So who does it?
Want to go every other?
I'm joking.
No, I'm just
I'll go ahead and knock this out. So Avon, the number 1 seed, is leading Hitchcock-Tulare, the 8, 22-0 at half. And number 4, DeSmit is leading Gayville-Volin, their 12 seed, at half, 28-0. Number 2, Faulkton area is dominating. Number 10, Kadoka area, 48-0. That's a minute left in the third. And then your final is Potter County, the 11th seed, upsetting 3rd seed Corsica Stickney, Josh, 24-20. That is your scores in 9B quarterfinals. In the 9A quarterfinals, it is Warner, the number 1 seed, leading number 9 Castlewood 42-0, and that is almost at halftime. Your final, number 4 Canastota took care of number 12 Gregory 70-19, and at the half it is number 7 DeBrook area leading number 2 Alcester Hudson 8-0. Chester area, the 11 seed, is trailing number 3 Phillip 46-8, and we do have our coaching here, so we will continue the out-of-town scoreboard here in a second. And your post-game coach interview is brought to you by Rhonda Westland State Farm Insurance. Let Rhonda review your current home, auto, or life insurance to see if she can help you save some money. It's Rhonda Westland State Farm, being joined by the one, the only Coach Matt Decker. Coach, welcome to the broadcast booth.
Hey guys, it's nice and warm in here.
Yeah, we have a little furnace down here. I was like, you just want to sit next to that?
You
just want to
rocking it.
See, I was going to ask you because we did a fist bump and your hand was a lot colder than mine.
Oh yeah.
Hey, I just had to run to the restroom during halftime, and I came up here and I told Josh never again.
Right.
Never again. So you guys braved the elements. Congratulations on that. Oh, and the victory.
Yeah, it was a good team win. Survive in advance, right? Playoffs, survive in advance.
Yeah, and that's the key there. Survive in advance. You talked about it. And let's talk about that defense, Coach. Pitch a shutout. They forced 3 turnovers on the night. You get a pick 6 from Austin Gold. We'll just talk about the defense as a whole.
Defensively, I think we're just playing together at the right time here in the playoffs. I think our run game and getting Shaler back, rotating in there is big time for our defense. And our defensive line right now is clicking together with our schemes, and our secondary is making the right reads, and they're trusting their athleticism. And there's some times where they could trust it a little more tonight and get some more turnovers, but we're clicking on all cylinders at the right time here.
Yeah, and you mentioned Shaler at Platt coming out. Oh, big Diesel. It was nice to see him back on both sides of the ball, and you could just tell by his body language out there he was ready to rock. I know he's just probably on the sidelines for the last few weeks or 5 weeks or whatever it's been, just ready to play.
This is killing him, not getting, he's wanted to be out here so much, and for him to get the opportunity to come back and play, he loves it because he knows there is no tomorrow. And that's kind of been Coach Muth's, philosophy during the week is survive in advance, yes, but there is no tomorrow. This is it, and these guys don't want to be done. They love playing together. They are a serious group that this is business for them, and they have one goal in mind, and they know what that is.
Well, talking about that defense, Coach, just that was the story here tonight. And, Yankton's offense has had some nice games throughout the year. They've shown up for everyone. That's obviously why it's a 9-1 record overall. But this defense has really been the most consistent unit on this team tonight, no exception. Both teams had to brave the elements, but defense pinned their ears back, got home quite a bit, shut down the run game for the most part. Only one big pass play even allowed. But what I'm really impressed by was the goal line stand from this defense.
Right. So I know Coach Schwach has some different packages within Coach Olson's defense, and they're doing a really good job. The defensive line, Derek Beal, Edley Amaro is doing a great job, and Riker Frang's in that mix, and Frankie Inveld. Those guys are just dudes that are getting it at the right time, and Shaler Platt, Bryce Crawl, Matthew Sheldon, they're all doing great filling those gaps and stopping the run game. But they know that they can keep getting better at it, and that's the beauty of it. We might say this was a good game for it, but they know they can do better too. So, hopefully they have that mindset as we get going here in the playoffs.
Yeah, and Coach, I wanted to ask you about something you just mentioned. You mentioned different looks within the defense. Is that something that, even on a play-to-play basis, where, like, for example, if an offense shows you a certain look, is that something where, hey, if you see this look, run this, but if you see this look, maybe do something else? Is that something that happens even within position groups?
Yeah, absolutely. Depending on down and distance, in different scenarios here, in different game situations, there are some different packages that are already put in where certain guys come in and they rotate in and out, and it's just us getting the right guys in at the right time. So it's very creative under Coach Olson's defense, and we all just have that one scheme in mind, and we get to be creative as coaches with it, and the players love it too because they're flying in and out and they're getting snaps, and whenever they get in, it's fun for them. So that's the beauty of defense.
I know you always watch film anyway, Coach, but are we going to have a watch party for the Sturgis Tea game tomorrow?
Maybe at Coach Hale's house. Let's do that. Coach Hale's house.
Everyone's coming over to Coach Hale's.
Yeah,
I love
that's
it.
right.
You have to do it unannounced, though.
Yeah, nobody tell him.
The entire Yankton. Don't actually do that, everyone listening. But I do want to ask you one question on offense, Coach. Let's talk about Cohen Zarbach. He had the big touchdown in this game. Just talk about that play and just him as a player as a whole.
Well, we know Czar when he's one-on-one, especially versus a cornerback that is a little less physical than he is, and when he's one-on-one and the cornerback's even smaller than him, we think that Cohen can get that ball, and he has the best opportunity there. But looking at some of the stats here, we did pretty well overall with Carson, Ness, Tucker Gilmore, Matthew, Peyton, and Cohen Zarbach, getting some receptions. And I know Czar probably wanted more, and it just so happened that his was the one touchdown receiving. But, Goebel having that pick six was pretty nice too. So.
Well, you have school tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
that's right. It's Thursday.
We
So
go.
we'll get you out of here, Coach. But what difference does this have? I guess last week I asked you the same question at some point, but what's the week look like now? Because now you have Friday open.
Yeah, so we'll do some different things, and we'll still be talking football with these guys all weekend, and that's good because they love it. These guys love the game of football, and that makes it fun coaching is when the guys are involved and they love it. And but this game, I think, leaves us hungry, and that's a good thing right now.
All right, I'll see you at Coach Hale's house. I'm
Yeah,
joking, everybody. No, that's Coach Matt Decker joining us. Coach, congratulations on the big victory, and I'll talk to you on Saturday.
Thank you.
All right, we'll take a break here on the Yankton Rexall post-game show. Come back and continues Yankton Bucks football, KYNT, KYNTV.
Have aches and pains taken you out of your game? At First Chiropractic Centers, we have been helping people get back into their game for nearly 40 years. Whether your game is sports related, or it looks more like gardening, household chores, exercising, or just daily life, if your pain is preventing you from enjoying or participating in your chosen activity, we can help. With offices in Yankton, Scotland, Hardington, Tyndall, and Wagner. First Chiropractic Centers, making life better, one adjustment at a time.
Go ahead, buy the family a new TV or gaming console for Christmas.
Merry Christmas!
But after that newness and excitement wears off, give me, Skylar Sherman with Missouri River Associates, a call to buy your family life insurance policies. The gift that keeps on giving. Located in the Meridian District in Yankton, I am here to protect what you've worked hard for and leave a legacy for your family you deserve. Give me a call or stop by. For you, for your family, for life.
Finding that missing shin guard. Remembering whether it's a home or away game. Getting the right kid to the right playing field on the right day. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. We work with independent agents who keep insurance simple so you can worry about more important things. Like not being that fan.
Oh, come on, ref!
That's simple human sense.
Don't gamble. Insure with MT and RC Smith Insurance in Yankton, your independent agent for home, business, auto, life, and bonds. Visit mtrcsmithinsurance.com.
Have your eyes been dry and irritated from all the smoke in the air? Look no further. The doctors at Vision Care Associates are experts in dry eye care and resolution. Say goodbye to constantly trying out the new eye drop you see at the drugstore, hoping for some relief. Our team will work with you to identify the underlying causes of your dry eye and create a personalized treatment plan for you.
Vision Care Associates, where the health of your eyes comes first.
It's that time of year again, and Yankton Rexall recommends you protect yourself from the flu bug by getting a flu shot from our pharmacy. Stop in anytime, Monday through Friday, and receive your seasonal flu shot. No prescription or appointment necessary. We'll even bill Medicare or insurance for those eligible. Stop in and let us protect you from the flu bug this season. Celebrating 100 years, your hometown pharmacy since 1923. Yankton Rexall.
Truxedo is proud to have been part of the Yankton community since its start in 2000.
One of the things I love most is that they believe in promoting from within. I've been given many opportunities to advance.
Truxedo has an extensive variety of benefits available to their employees.
The work environment at Truxedo is extremely positive.
We are looking for you to join our production team. Visit www.truxedo.com/careers to apply.
All right, welcome back to the Yankton Rexall post-game show. We will continue our out-of-town scoreboard as Coach Deckers walked in the middle of it, Josh.
I know.
Wow. I'm just joking.
SMH. No, just kidding. Love Coach Decker. It's fun talking.
Let's finish 9AA scores. Number 1, Parkston is leading number 9, Hanson, 14-0 at the half. And Hamlin, number 4, leading number 5, Wall, 21-7. That is 2 minutes left in the third. Number 2, Platte Geddes is leading number 10, Freeman Marion Academy, 20-6. That's at the half. And your final, number 3, Howard defeats number 6, Elkton Lake Benton, 28-8. 11B quarterfinals. Number 1, Winner defeats number 9, Aberdeen Roncalli, 28-0. Number 4, Elk Point Jefferson is tied with number 5, Tri-Valley at 7 with 7 minutes left in the third. And number 10, Rapid City Christian upsets number 2, Dual, 13-8. And number 6, Hot Springs is leading number 2 Sioux Valley 28-13. That is at the half. In 11A quarterfinals. Oh, this is Del Rapids number one Del Rapids 52-0 over Madison, the 8th seed, with 3 minutes left in the second quarter. And it is number 4 Sioux Falls Christian leading number 5 Dakota Valley 10-6 at the half. Number 2 West Central leading number 7 Chamberlain 45-6 at the half. Number 3 Canton leading number 6 Lennox 22-14 at the half. 11 AAA. We'll skip AA for a second. 11 AAA. No update on Sioux Falls, Lincoln, Rapid City, Stevens. Actually, you know what? What am I thinking? That also got pushed because of the weather. So all they would say, no update. So that's tomorrow too. So that will play tomorrow. Number 1 Sioux Falls, Lincoln. Number 8 Rapid City, Stevens. And then number 4 Brandon Valley is leading number 5 Sioux Falls Jefferson 41-21. That's 5 minutes left in the fourth. Number 2 Harrisburg defeats number 7 Sioux Falls Washington 42-7. Number 3 O'Gorman leading number 6 Sioux Falls Roosevelt 46-20. 6 minutes left in the fourth. Class 11 AA, and this one is all but wrapped up. It is number 4 Watertown leading number 5 Aberdeen Central 42-17. 1 minute left in the fourth. They will face Watertown, that is, the winner of Pier and Spearfish, which will be played tomorrow. Of course, T Area and Sturgis play tomorrow as well to see who will be traveling to Crane-Youngworth Field for the 11 AA state semifinals. That is your out-of-town scoreboard. Now let's jump into your stats of the game. That is brought to you by Mayor Signs. And it's time to review the look of your business signage. Let Mayor Signs help. They offer all types of signs, including lit, non-lit, digital, and much more. Contact Mayor Signs today on 4th and Broadway in Yankton. Josh.
Yeah, let's go ahead and start with the visiting Huron Tigers. Colt McNeil, the quarterback, 11 for 24, 118 yards and an interception. Receiving-wise, C.J. Gainey led the way, 3 catches, 48 yards. But Gavin Moding, 6 catches, 42 yards as well. Cash and Caudell leading the way, rushing for Huron. They had 18 carries for 67 yards. On defense, C.J. Gainey had a pick as well. Taking a look at the Yankton stats from tonight. Lucas Kampshaw, 13 for 27, 243 yards, a touchdown, and an interception. Carson Ness led the way, receiving 4 catches, 96 yards. Tucker Gilmore, 3 catches, 93 yards. Cohen Zarbach. See, I finally did it. There you go. You got me.
Got him.
Cohen Zarbach. He had a catch tonight for 15 yards, which is a touchdown. Taking a look at rushing, Evan Cirk led the way, 9 carries, 32 yards. On defense, Big Night Donald Rounds with the sack, Edley Amaro with a sack, Austin Goebel with a pick 6, and a couple fumble recoveries, 1 for Tucker Gilmore and 1 for Matthew Sheldon on the night.
All right, now speaking of defense, time to award our defensive player of the game, brought to you by Olson's Pest Technicians, your residential and commercial pest control solutions. Call 1-800-KIL-BUGS. I thought about this one on our production meeting again, Josh. You start thinking about offense, but I'm going to go ahead and give the defense to Austin Goebel. That pick 6, just going to show that the defense can also contribute to the scoring in back-to-back weeks. So that is Austin Goebel, your defensive player of the game. Your offensive player of the game, brought to you by Hy-Vee, was a helpful smile in every aisle. Josh.
Yeah, so there's a couple names here. Carson Ness obviously played really well, 4 catches, 96 yards. Tucker Gilmore, 3 catches, 93 yards. But we're going to go Cohen Zarbach tonight. He had the touchdown on that play there. Really a nice grab, and he's a guy who is underrated in this offense. We haven't had a chance to give him player of the game yet on offense. So I think he deserves it. He got that touchdown there. So Cohen Zarbach, your offensive player of the game.
All right, thank you, Josh. And your move of the game brought to you by The Move Group. Make the move with Mason. That's Mason Strom and the Move Group. It's actually a series of moves I'm going to give it to. You think it would be the pick 6, but we already gave Austin Goebel the defensive player of the game. It's that goal line stand. I just love it, Josh. That is the move of the game. Just Yankton bearing down. That could have been a whole different game. You know, momentum changes. The outlook of a team changes. But Yankton just gritted their teeth and held strong at the goal line. And that's the kind of defense that's going to be needed against either T Area or Sturgis next week. That is your move of the game. Your schedule preview brought to you by Roy Wilcox State Farm Insurance. Roy Wilcox State Farm Insurance is helping customers get to a better state for over 100 years. No matter where you are in life, they'll help you make the right play calls for your insurance coverage. Roy Wilcox State Farm, a proud supporter of Yankton Bucks football. And Josh, I literally just said it, but it's either going to be T Area or Sturgis. Yankton did not face Sturgis this season. They did face T and got a big victory up at the number 3 team, but you have to imagine if it is T area, they are coming into Crane-Youngworth Field with a vengeance. They're also looking for a probable rematch with Pierre at the Dome.
Yeah, and that's something where, and one thing I noticed when you were reading out-of-town scoreboards, there were a lot of upsets, right, tonight. And that's one where maybe this wasn't the prettiest win, but if you're Yankton, it's a win in the playoffs, and you move on, and it's something where anything can happen in these playoffs, and you get the win. Now you await whoever wins between T and Sturgis. Either way, though, you get that game here. The last couple of years, Yankton has been on the road for the semifinals. They went to T a couple of years ago, went to Pierre last year. They get a chance to have that here at Crane-Youngworth Field, and I think that's huge.
Didn't get a chance to award the block of the game in real time. That's brought to you by H&R Block. We'll give it to the offensive line for the field goal for Yankton. And H&R Block open year-round, providing bookkeeping, payroll, and tax services. Call 665-3366. Before I wrap things up, Josh, final thoughts.
Yeah, like I just said, this is one where whatever wins you get, no matter how pretty or ugly they are in the playoffs, you take them, because you never know when someone can come into your building in a do-or-die situation and pull off an upset. So you take the win, you move on to next week. You get the extra day compared to whoever you play due to weather with Sturgis or T, but that's something where you get them in your building and you have a chance to go to the Dome.
All right. Thank you to Trevin Ricklick, has been working on stats for us as well as on-site production. Brayden Butler, the host of the Bucks football kickoff show, as well as running camera operations, on-site producer for us here. And to you, Josh, for joining me yet again another week in the Fairfield Inn broadcast booth. All of our sponsors making this broadcast possible, but of course to you, the viewer or listener on KYNT and KYNTV. Thank you so much for joining us here tonight for the 11 AA quarterfinal round. And congratulations to the Yankton Bucks on the victory. And 17-0 was your score. And go Bucks, and go enjoy your weekend. It's getting here pretty soon. This has been Yankton Bucks Football. I'm Bryce Ladwig, KYNT, KYNTV.
Thank you for listening to Yankton Athletics on KYNT, a Riverfront sports property, and Yankton's home team. Remember, KYNT is your home for Yankton High School athletics.